we'll go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
A pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Franklin College as we bring you Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference football on a beautiful Saturday afternoon and a huge matchup. Mount St. Joseph, they're 5-2 overall. They are 3-0 in the conference, and the Grizzlies looking to move to 2-1 in conference play. They are 2-4 overall. Jalen Posey along with Troy Derengowski, great to have you with us here this afternoon. Jalen, a matchup of two teams that if Mount St. Joe wins this one today, they go to 4-0, only 3 games remaining in the conference. On the other side with Franklin, if they can get a win today, they're back in the driver's seat to potentially get maybe number 2 or number 1 later in the year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, when you get into conference play, that's when the real football starts, a lot of people would say. So Mount St. Joseph obviously has been a very impressive team thus far this year. And then, you have, excuse me, something caught my throat. You have Franklin College, who, obviously they're on the losing side of things, but they're 1-1 in conference. And like I said, anything can happen in conference play. They're playing at home today. And so, we'll see what they have going for us today.
Well, this is a very good Mount St. Joseph football team. Their numbers really prove that, and we're going to go through some of that here as we go in our pregame. But they are a team that loves to throw the football. And when you look at their quarterback and Tyler Prather, he's got some numbers that back up what he's been able to do this year.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, he's been really amazing throwing the ball down the field. Obviously, and we talked about this before, he's got to make sure he stays out of the turnover battle, right? Yeah. Stays on top of that. When he turns the ball over, that's when they've lost their game. So, but, from everything we've seen, I mean, he's going to be able to throw it down the field and do what he needs to do to get a game.
And he's got a great receiver. When you talk about a guy by the name of Eli Aston, who, by the way, comes in as the number 1 receiver in yardage in Division III, gives you an idea that he's going to be a big target for him today.
Yeah, I mean, to be leading, Division III as a freshman is definitely crazy. To have 22.4 yards per catch is impressive. 10 touchdowns already, and still got a few games to go. So, it's a season you dream about, right, as a true freshman to come in and make the impact that Eli's had so far. But, I'm interested to see what he looks like today.
No kidding. 41 receptions, 920 yards, and 10 touchdowns coming into this football game. Let me give you a couple of numbers to really give you an idea as you see Franklin ready to come out for today's matchup. Right now, Mount St. Joseph, number 1 in the conference in points per game at 40. They're number 1 in rushing, 160 yards per game. They're number 1 in the conference in passing at 318. To give you an idea, if you're the defensive coordinator for Franklin today, You're looking at 478 yards of total offense, and Franklin's got to find a way to slow that down.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it starts with the run game. I know that obviously they like to pass it more often than not, but a lot of times what you'll see offensive coordinators do, especially in these high-powered offenses, they run it a lot to set up the pass, right, to keep you honest. And so I think if Franklin can do a great job at stifling their run game and then hopefully, do enough on the back end, and if they can't do enough on the back end, it's going to be ugly for them early, I believe.
It certainly will. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back, talk about the Grizzlies coming up next right here on HCAC TV.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back here to Franklin College and a beautiful afternoon. Today's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer and has been since 1955. Passion to care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Don't forget about the Drumstick Dash coming up here in November. Move your feet so others can eat. And the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Follow the sports page every day with updated news from coast to coast. Log on to IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Ready to kick off in a couple of moments. Let's talk about Franklin. Coach, they got a win last week, and that was big for them to really set this up for this matchup here today. Kai Ross is starting to find his groove, and Garrett Cora is simply really just running the football really well.
Yeah. I mean, Garrett's the one that they really run through. I think they're only averaging just over 100 yards passing in a game, and so they're definitely a run-oriented offense. I think that they're going to play ball control today. That's what you have to do to get a win against this high-powered Mount St. Joseph's offense. So I think if they can, stay ahead of the chains, get 3-4 yards per carry, that's a recipe for success.
And when they do throw the football, it is Owen Wright who has really come up big for them this year. 32 receptions, 474 yards, and 3 touchdowns. When they need a big play, they go to him. Yeah.
Owen Wright is he's special. So if they want an opportunity, he's going to have to play well. And that's what you do it for. You're in this conference. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. So looking forward to seeing Owen step up today.
They got to find a way to stop that offense. Let's talk about that Franklin defense. Kahari Jackson's been big this year, 3 interceptions. He has 7 broken up passes this year, 21 total tackles on the season. If Jackson plays well and Demarion Newell plays well in that secondary, they have a chance because they know they're going to see a lot of footballs in the air today. If they don't, they could be in trouble today.
Yeah, as we talked about before, if Prather if he throws interceptions today, that's another recipe, right, for Franklin College to get on the win column today. Excuse me. So I think that, like you said, if they're gonna have opportunities to go attack a ball in the air, they need to do it. They have to be aggressive. They really don't have a ton to lose. I know it's a conference game, but nobody's thinking probably that Franklin's going to come in here and be world beaters today.
Yeah.
So hey, go play with aggressiveness. That would be what my message is, and have fun.
By the way, Franklin this year averaging just 326 yards of total offense. They run the football at 171. They pass at 154. This series has belonged, though, to Mount St. Joseph over the last 5. They've won those 5 by an average score of 43-16. So it kind of gives you an idea psychologically that Mount St. Joseph has had their number.
Yeah, and I mean last year's game I believe was 55-0.
Yeah,
and so it's a mental game. It's a mind game. Obviously Franklin's got to be, hey, we're not going to let them come in here and do this on our home field. We know they're number 1 in everything in the conference, but this is an opportunity for us to shock the world, for us to shock, the rest of the HCAC and say, hey, we're here to play. We're going to be 2-1 in conference at the end of this. We're looking to be at the top of the table at the end of the time.
Mount St. Joseph will kick off the football as we'll see that Franklin offense out here in just a few moments. Wilkins is deep for Franklin. He has been very dangerous in the kicking game so far this season, and we will get a look at Kai Ross out of the gate. He did not play in the first couple of games this year, but since then he has really played well. 735 yards passing so far this season, and we are underway here at Franklin College, and this will go into the end zone. It will be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10. As mentioned, Kai Ross, number 18, out of Tri-West High School, 61 of 108, 735 yards, 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But it is Garrett Cora. Last week, 12 carries, 124 yards, and 2 scores on the ground. He also had a pass reception for a touchdown. So far this year, 575 yards on the ground and 7 touchdowns. 1st and 10, football at the 25-yard line. Ross will work exclusively out of the pistol, and he's going to throw on 1st down. And the ball over the middle, it will be caught. It's going to be Owen Wright. 1st down and more, and a nice way to start this one.
There you go, Troy. I mean, a slant right off the bat. Again, they're going to be preparing for them. I'm sure Mount St. Joseph prepared for them to run the ball a lot. So, to start off with that, man, big chunk play.
No doubt about it. Owen Wright, as we mentioned, that is now his 33rd reception of the season. They'll place the football at the 46-yard line. 1st down and 10 now for Franklin, and a good start for the Grizzlies. It'll be Garrett Core over the left side. He'll get a couple out of this one. Not much in the running game early. By the way, Declan Brophy, Brock Harris, Jack Tucker, and Brady Buller up front, with Luke Paff, who this year 26 total tackles and 2 interceptions out of that linebacker spot. But keep an eye on Evan Schlensker, the middle linebacker. He is the guy to watch. 42 total tackles this year. He's joined by Nate Austin as one of the other linebackers. It'll be 2nd down and 9. That'll be Malachi Joy in motion. It'll be trips right, empty backfield, and this one thrown over the middle, ball caught. It'll be shy of the 1st down. It is the player in motion, Malachi Joy, who got the reception.
Sure, I really like the creativity that we're seeing early from Franklin College's offensive coordinator. He's putting the linebackers that you were just talking about, he's putting them in conflict on what to do, right? Sending a guy over to the boundary in motion, and, they're going to have to be solid.
Smith, Pierce, Harding, and White are the 4 defensive backs, and now Mount St. Joseph showing blitz. We'll see how Franklin will handle this at 3rd down and 3.
Little bear front.
Throw over the middle. Ball's going to be caught, and it's very close to the 45-yard line. It's Malachi Joy once again on the reception, and they're going to give him a really good spot to the 44, and it looks like it's 1st down.
Like you said, Troy, I mean, the dink and dunk, do what you need to do, 5-yard slant, see if your playmakers can turn that into bigger chunk plays. That's going to be the recipe for success. And then if that happens, then you can get Garrett Core going.
So 1st down, it's the 2nd 1st down in this drive now for Franklin, and a good start against the Lions here in this big conference matchup. They'll put a man in motion, the pitch. It'll be Core, big hole over the left side. He's finally brought down inside the 40, and it's exactly what you said, able to run the football off the pass.
Man, I'm telling you, this creativity, as you see, got a guy in motion, got the linebacker's eyes going, and then he pitches it to the opposite side of where the rest of the defense was flowing. Stuff like that, man, if Franklin can continue to do it. I know it's the first drive, and on the first drive you see a lot of different play designs, but that's going to be a recipe for success for them, like we talked about in pregame.
Andrew Pierce made the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Garrett Cora just set to the right. Ball thrown over the middle, and this one is going to be dropped, and that's very rare when you see Owen Wright drop a football.
Yeah, as you said, their leading receptions guy. I mean, he's going to want that back. He knows he can't drop it, and he probably had an extra 5 yards, too, after that. But, again, when you have good first and second down plays, you put yourself in good position. So 3rd and 2, they still have – I mean, it's 2-down territory right here.
So, again, 3rd down and 2, as you'll see – Kai Ross, the handoff Cora, and Cora, that extra effort may have got him the first down.
Good physical run by Garrett Cora. I like the way he plays, man. I like the way he plays.
Up front, Ethan Corwin, Isaac Fisher, Parker Hacker, Josh Sanders, and Ben Remke. Those guys have been together all season long. Parker Hacker was beat up a little bit in last week's game, but he's back in the lineup here this afternoon. 1st and 10 football. Placed at the 33-yard line. Good opening drive here for Franklin. That'll be Joy in motion. Play action. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to go down. A big loss here for Kai Ross.
Man, that's tough. Can't be taking sacks at this part. I mean, like we talked about, ball control, staying ahead of the chains, and now you're going to have to get back into a more of a traditional drop back pass game. And I don't know that that's their strength. You don't want to be in 2nd and long, 3rd and long.
Schlensker, we just mentioned him a little bit ago. The inside linebacker, Jack Tucker, was in there for the stop as well. So 2nd down and 15. 4 wideouts split even to each side with Cora the lone setback. You'll see a lot of Cam Jennings today as well. Swing pass near side, and it'll be Cora breaks a tackle, 30, driven out of bounds here in the near side. Was it enough to get the first down? Looks like they're going to spot him, the 29? I'm going to say Pierce got the tackle, Brady Pierce, the safety. So we're looking at 3rd down and 5 now at the 29-yard line.
It's manageable, Troy.
Yeah.
It's manageable. It's a good job of, Kai not trying to do too much, getting the ball out to Garrett in space, and he was able to make it a 3rd manageable, which is more than you could ask for giving up a large sack in 2nd down.
2 receivers to the right. They'll throw over the middle again. Hard hit, and it's knocked loose. Was it intercepted is the question. Schlensker is there, and we wait and see if it was actually intercepted, and it was.
Oh, man. That's really tough.
Take another look at this one, Coach.
It's hard. I mean, the pass is not the greatest pass in the world. I need to see it again to see if it got tipped at the line of scrimmage, but he had the ball in his hands. It's tough. Let's see here. I lied. It's a fine pass. I mean, it hits him in the hands. I thought it was a little wobbly, but hit him in the hands, and he's got to corral that in. That's really tough. You hate tip ball interceptions.
Yeah, by the way, it was Harding who hit him. Enable the ball to come loose as Mount St. Joseph will run the football. It'll be Gifford on the carry, and he's driven back after a short gain.
You can see Franklin College's defense they're fired up.
Yeah.
They're fired up. They're like, we're not going to let this high-powered offense come in here and run things.
You know, the one thing about it, talking a little bit about the psychological side of that for Franklin, you get a nice drive. You had 3 first downs. Looks like you're going to be able to score, at least get 3 out of it, and you come away with nothing.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, they did a good job, and they have to have a good mindset. Hopefully their coach tells them, hey, great drive, let's go back out and do it again.
Prather to throw, 2nd down and 7, has plenty of time, fires to the opposite side. Ball's going to be caught. It'll be a first down across the 40 near the 41-yard line. That'll be Caden Pollard on the reception. That is his 33rd of the year. He's behind Aston, by the way, but still a good year for Pollard. This one will be thrown to the sideline as they hurry up offense by Mount St. Joseph. This is what they do well, is they get the football and get it out of there, and Pollard makes another reception.
They're going up-tempo here. Franklin College has to be ready and, their two deep has to be ready too, because if they're going to go fast, you got to have subs in there that can play quality minutes.
Football placed at the 49. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Play action, pass over the middle, in and out of the hands of the receiver, Pollard. It'll be 3rd down.
That's a tough one there. Pollard's got to catch that. Good RPO game there. Prather saw that there's opening in the back end, pulled it, and let it rip.
By the way, last week against Bluffton, Mount St. Joseph, 578 yards of total offense. They outscored Bluffton 35-7 in the second half. It was 28-20 at halftime. 4 wideouts at 3rd down and 2 for Prather. He'll check to the sideline. Gifford will be the lone setback.
If I was them, I'd go RPO bubble right here to this slot receiver. You see how deep this safety is. He's not close enough for a 3rd and 2.
We have a whistle before the snap, and it could be a delay of game here on Mount St. Joseph, and it is.
You can absolutely not have that happen, Troy. Yeah. That cannot happen with this offense, top of the conference. I don't know how that happens. A delay game this early in the game either. Is it that loud down there in Franklin, Indiana today?
It must be. Yeah, it must be. Crowd again, big crowd here today on a beautiful day. Trips to the near side. Now it's 3rd down and 7. 3-man rush, outside blitz, throw to the near sideline, and it's going to be caught inside the 30, down to the 25 and going out of bounds. That'll be Ari Turner, a rarely used player when you think about Pollard and Aston getting most of the catches, but take another look at this one.
Now, as bad as I said, you can't have that happen on Mount St. Joseph's side. You also can't give up an explosive play on 3rd and 7 after they, shoot themselves in the foot. That's tough. I mean, it was a good throw off the sideline. There were 2 guys there. He had to drop it in. Prather did, and he did. He wasn't wide open, but he made just a better throw.
By the way, Prather over 2,000 passing yards this year, 20 touchdowns. The 7 interceptions he's had this year, he's had 5 and 2 losses, and you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
1st down and 10. Gifford in the backfield. They'll give it to Gifford, looking for running room to the outside, but here comes that swarming Franklin defense, and he may lose a yard on this one.
It's a great job of attacking downhill. See the linebackers once they triggered, even the safeties. That's good team defensive tackling, Troy.
Hayden Durnill, who, by the way, comes into this one with 28 total tackles. He was not in the starting lineup earlier this season, but getting a chance to start over the last couple of games. So now it'll be 2nd down and 11. By the way, I mentioned Ari Turner making that nice reception. That is his 20th of the year. Trips left on the short side. Prather to throw, has plenty of time. Now Prather will tuck it under and run it himself, gets close to the 20-yard line. That's really good protection.
It's really great protection, and it's good to see Prather, obviously going through his reads, not making a catastrophic decision, seeing that he has some space and taking it. Again, you want to set your offense up to get some points here. That's what you want. So, 3rd and long, don't make a bad decision. If it's not there, eat it. Get a field goal, you still have 3.
And we know what happened the last time was 3rd down and 7.
Yes.
Got the big play to Turner. Stack trips near side. Prather, again, plenty of time. And now,
can't take a sack.
Going to throw it away. He had a receiver out there.
Oh, man, I was going to say. Don't need an intentional ground in here.
Jake Jones, number 58, in there to nearly get the sack. So now you're looking at 4th down and 7. I guess they're going to go for it here.
It's a great individual effort by Jones here. And I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with Mount St. Joseph's special teams game. If they don't have a kicker they trust from this distance, then this is a big play in the game here.
And as good as a punt, too, if you don't get it.
Yeah.
Prather to throw. They'll pick up the blitz over the middle, and it's going to be knocked away. Great defensive play for Franklin.
It's a great pass breakup. There.
That's going to be Hayden Bulmer, the sophomore, able to knock it away. Take a look at it.
It was a little bit behind him. If it had been on him or in front of him a little bit, that's honestly probably a 1st down. But, man, he's at least in his hip pocket to play through the back of the ball, and it's a big stop there, Troy. It's a huge stop.
Boy, no kidding, as Pollard was the intended receiver. So now Franklin will take over at the 22-yard line. Each team having a nice drive and both coming up empty. Neely resets as the tight end. They'll run the football. It'll be Cora, big hole, and Cora. Nice run once again in that offensive line of Corwin and Fisher on that side, plus you had Neely there to block.
They're going to lean on him. It's a good outside zone play there. Have the tight end in motion as the lead blocker there, and you're giving Cora some space to make a cut, and he made the right decision there.
So 1st down and 10 after a nice run again by Cora. It'll be Cora once again, but not this time.
It's a good job paying attention to where they were going. Kind of had the same design there, Troy, if you noticed, but they went inside this time instead of outside.
Brady Buller making the tackle, the defensive end at 6'1", 225, and a senior. Today's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call at 317-849-0810. 2nd down and 11. Right, I should say Ross looks to throw, and he looks like it may be picked off for the 2nd time today. Luke Path, his 3rd interception of the year.
Now that one's completely on Kai there. I mean, you gotta see the linebacker that drops in the zone. As you can see here, he dropped. He didn't think he's there. He's just looking at him, thinking he's running with the seam. And great job by the linebacker there, passing it off and then just dropping in to a little soft zone right there. And Kai didn't see it, and it's another pick for him. 2 interceptions early, and you cannot lose the turnover battle in this game.
Boy, no kidding. And now they have the football at the 43. Their play action, quick hitter to the hash mark. Ball will be caught. And it looks like that's going to be number 24 on the reception, which is Gary Powell, the tight end at 6'2", 275. And they're going to quickly. That's going to be tipped in the air and intercepted. Pass intended for Powell.
This game is chaotic.
Wow.
Absolute chaos in Franklin, Indiana today.
No kidding. On the interception, going to take another look at it.
That's a great job by that defensive end. They teach you if you're not going to get to the quarterback to put your hands up. He didn't even put his hands up. He saw the pass coming here and put his hand out to the side, and he tipped it up in the air. That's an excellent job by him.
Clarence Cunningham, the freshman out of Avon, coming up with the interception. So Prather has the INT, and you're happy your Oklahoma Sooners have scored. We're watching other games as well. Here's the pitch to Core. Breaks a tackle. 35, 40, 45, and finally brought down near midfield. Wow, what a run.
That was wow. I mean, that's why they run the ball through him, man. I mean, you get him in open space. Here he is, making a cut here, breaking tackles, and good job protecting the ball at the end there. We've already had 3 turnovers in this game, Troy. Yeah. Don't need a 4th this early in the first quarter.
Yeah, it is crazy. Football at the 49-yard line. By the way, it's Josh Sanders, the right guard, who ended up springing Cora to get that nice run. It'll be Cora to the right side, and he'll get a yard out of this one. Coming up, in fact, we're at 5 minutes remaining here in this opening period of play. And as Coach had mentioned, already 3 turnovers, all coming on interceptions. Kai Ross now 5 interceptions on the season. Prather with that interception, he now has 8.
And that's the recipe for Franklin. I mean, you got them to give it back after you gave it. Now, Kai just needs to be smart with what he's doing. If he sees it, take it. If not, eat it.
Handoff Cora. Cora, nice hole again, keeps his balance inside the 40. They try to strip the football away, but he'll get close to the 38-yard line.
And just ride that guy. Let that guy do it.
Yeah, no kidding. And give that offensive line plenty of credit as well. See Neely coming back in as the tight end. It'll be 1st down and 10. This is a Franklin team that only averages 20 points per game. So getting the football in the end zone has not been easy this year. They give up nearly 29 per contest. Now they're going to go under center. Something brand new here. Play action again. Ross over the middle and almost intercepted again. We got a flag down.
I thought it was another one, Troy. I thought it was another one. If that safety had his eyes up, it probably would have been. But looks like we may get a defensive holding here.
This will be big for Franklin. As you see the official, it will be a holding. So a first down for the Grizzlies.
Would have been negated anyway, but hey.
Yeah, we were holding our breath, weren't we? Zion James, a freshman there for Mount St. Joseph, thought he had an INT. So now Franklin gets life. First down and 10. Mount St. Joseph 3-0 in the conference. Franklin at 1-1. Fans know here how big this game is. 3:47 to go here in the quarter. High snap and able to come down with it is Ross. And Ross will turn it into a positive, and that could have been a disaster as well.
Yeah, I mean, this game already, if this is what we're in for the rest of these quarters, I'm here for it. But, yeah, great job by Kai getting the ball, even though it was a bad snap and it kind of popped up in the air, making something out of nothing. What we call chicken salad.
I'm not a big chicken salad guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, not really, no. It'll be for actually second down and 2 football at the 20. We're in the red zone now. Cora, the call, big hole up the middle. Cora to the 5, into the end zone, touchdown. Great run by Garrett Cora from 20.
Troy, I could not be more impressed, with Garrett Cora today. I mean, this is the biggest game of their season. This is the biggest game of their season, and he has shown up today. I'm not sure, and we'll look at the stats to see where he's at rushing-wise right now, but I mean, he's got to be close to his season average.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's close to 100 yards right now with some of the big runs he's already broken off today in the possessions they've had. So what a great job. The offensive line has given him some space, but Garrett Cora, man, he's doing an excellent job so far early in this game. He's going to give Franklin a chance.
We'll take a timeout. Grizzlies lead at 7-0.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
College football this afternoon brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're in business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career hire or the right candidate for your company. Give them a call at 317-472-7600. And we have seen already a wild one here today at Franklin College, and some things we didn't think we'd see this early.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me that Franklin College would have had 2 interceptions in the first quarter, I would say Mount St. Joseph's is up 14 or 21-0.
Yeah,
right, with the statistics. But yeah, what a job by Franklin College to get back in the turnover column with the interception by Prather, and then Garrett Cora just being a beast.
You know, if you look back at that Mount St. Joseph game last week against Bluffton, it was close at halftime, and then somehow they ended up turning things on in the second half. I don't know if that means they're a slow-starting football team or it takes them just a while to get going, but it'll be interesting to see how they respond to this.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, when you get in games like this where you're heavily favored, it's easy to kind of sleepwalk, and so they can't do that anymore.
First down carry, it'll be Gifford up the middle, and Gifford gets a nice call out to near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he looks it to be kind of part of a power running game. He may not break a long one, but you're not going to want to tackle him.
Yeah, he's 225 pounds, and run over the left side will get him about 4 on this one.
And I'm telling you, like I told you earlier, they're using this to set up some more explosive plays down the field. I know Prather threw an interception already, but he's proven that he can be a trustworthy quarterback. He just can't make the same mistake again.
Some big fellas on the skilled side of things. You think Gifford at 225, Gary Powell, the tight end, is 275. Some big bodies. Play action once again, and they'll throw to the sideline, and that's a nice catch by Pollard. See if they'll give him the first down. Looks like they did.
Looks like they do. There we go. A little play action. 2-run plays to start off. Good yardage on both of them. One, I think, was 8-9 yards, and the next one was 5, and then that's textbook football.
When are we going to see Eli Aston today?
That's a great question. I've been wondering too.
So far, the nation's leading receiver in yardage has not made a catch, and that'll be caught inside the 30 down to about the 25, and it'll be Pollard once again.
Yeah, Pollard seems to be featured right now. I'm sure they're bracketing him. I mean, he's there in the slot there, as you see, but they're not going to let Eli Aston take over the game today. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you see him again right there at the bottom of your screen. He's actually in the slot.
Yep.
But he has not been targeted, as we can see so far, with 1:20 to go, and we have whistles. It'll stop action here. We've got a timeout. Grizzlies lead this one 7-0.
An active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
First down and 10 after the timeout. A direct snap will go to Aston, and he's going to try to run the football. Haven't seen that so far here today. And Aston, who, by the way, again, is the leading receiver in the country in yardage, they put him in the backfield to run the football.
I was going to say, we just talked about not seeing him, and you can't have a guy like that and not get him touches at some point. And so, good idea. Obviously, the Franklin College defense is going to be kind of on their P's and Q's when they see him in the backfield, but maybe setting some up for later.
Trips to the near side. Prather to throw off the low snap. He's got one-on-one coverage deep into the end zone, and the touchdown by Caden Pollard.
Man, that's a situation there where, it's a great throw and catch. I think, as you'll see here, the defensive back, he sees it the whole way. So I think he really just misjudged where the ball was. If he would have just stayed with Prather, then you would have had an opportunity for an interception or a pass breakup because, Prather was locked in on Pollard. But just a better play by Pollard and making sure he could actually see the ball and catch it where he needed to.
That was a Kahari Jackson, who's one of the better defensive backs in the HCAC. Good snap, and the extra point is up, and it is no good.
Man.
42.1 to go. Grizzlies lead at 7-6.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Today's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermaker Local 374 to do the job right the first time. 7-6 Grizzlies. Grizzlies will get the football back after that missed extra point. This kick will land inside the 5 and go into the end zone for the touchback. Been kind of a strange first quarter, hasn't it?
It has. And this is, I know it's tied up right now, but this is exactly where you want to be if you're the Franklin College Grizzlies. You've gotten a turnover. You've scored off of that turnover. Yes, you gave up an explosive play for a touchdown, but there's nothing I see that makes me feel like Franklin doesn't have a shot in this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They are playing well here in the first quarter of play. They'll get the football, and, of course, Cora has simply played extremely well. He's going to get a break, and this time it'll be Cam Jennings who gets it across the 30 near the 31-yard line. We mentioned Jennings this year, 42 carries, 228 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And he is certainly a nice compliment to Garrett Cora.
Absolutely. Great run there. Nice little design on the counter. He made some things happen for sure.
So it'll be 2nd down and 4. Jennings will stay in. Looking to throw will be Ross to the sideline. A little bit too high there for Owen Wright, and that falls incomplete.
Man, I got to wonder. I don't know where the sun's coming from. It was a little high, but that's a catch I would expect Owen Wright to make. So I'm interested if maybe the sun was a factor in that, or maybe just got out of his break and it was already there and he didn't see it.
Owen dropped one earlier today too. So, just some days it just doesn't work out for you very well. Yeah. By the way, Austin Ganaway will come into the lineup now for Franklin. He wears number 29. It'll be 3rd down and 4. And a man in motion from right to left.
Blitz coming off the left side.
Over the middle, and it's intended for Malachi Joy, and it's in out of his hands, and all of a sudden now we got a 4th down. Here comes the punting unit.
Yeah, if I was the defensive coordinator from Mount St. Joseph, I'd probably put pressure on Kai. He's already made 2 mistakes today. Well, one was explicitly his fault, but got to put pressure on, making him make quick decisions in the passing game and see if he can mess up.
Of course, coming up at halftime, we're going to talk with Steve Germany from Wheeler Mission.
It's a good punt.
That'll go inside the 25 and ends up taking a Mount St. Joseph roll. Germani, right? I said Germany. Germani. Germani. All right, we'll take a timeout. See, I messed it up already. 7-6 Franklin.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Ready for the second quarter of play. Today's game brought to you in part by Passion to Care. With more than 24 years of experience, a prestigious healthcare company, Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and drive to go above and beyond. Give them a call at 317-537-1811. We're ready for the next 15 minutes, and if it's anything like what we saw in the first 15, we can see just about anything here. Grizzlies end up with a couple of interceptions. Prather ended up with an interception as well. And, of course, the mixed extra point makes it a 7-6 contest.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see, like I said, what Garrett Core's rushing total is. I mean, it's got to be upwards of 70, 80 yards. And so he, if the game's going to continue to go the way it has, he's going to give himself opportunity.
Tyler Prather out of the shotgun. They'll hand off the football to Gifford. Gifford, big hole. He's got a first down and more, 45 near midfield before he's finally brought down by Demarion Newell.
Big man rumbling. It's a great run by him.
Yeah, he's 225, as we said. He's a very big running back out of Hamilton, Ohio. Came into this one at 495 yards of rushing. Football be placed at the 48-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Trips to the near side, single receiver to the right. Prather to throw, has time, airs it out downfield, and the ball's going to be tipped away at the last moment. And it was Luke Lyons who stepped in to knock that one away.
That was impressive. We had Eli Aston looking for his 11th touchdown of the year. Would have put him over, 1,000 yards receiving for the year. But what a play there at the end. I thought that was about to be a touchdown. He came in and swiped that ball out.
That was a great play by Lyons. So now it'll be second down and 10. Of course, Mount St. Joe able to maybe open things up on that defense. Prather to throw again over the middle. Ball's going to be caught. This time it'll be Aston on the reception, and he gets inside the 30 for a first down. We'll put the football very close to the 33.
There he is. There he is.
You can see he is 6 foot, 185, just a freshman out of Cincinnati. But his number is very impressive as he gets that catch right there. First down and 10. Play action once again, near side. Ball is up in the air. Ball's going to be caught inside the 10, down to the 5, as Caden Pollard goes up to get another one. He caught the touchdown earlier, but he's been a big target in this one.
It's a nice stop-and-go move. He faked like he was going to go inside slant, and then he went outside, and so it was good route running there.
Oh, they're going to say an illegal man downfield. They got Devin Salyers, the center, and that negates that nice pass play.
And if I don't know if we can see the replay again, but I didn't think that was an RPO. It'd be interesting that he would have been down the field. Yeah, it's just a normal play action. I mean, maybe he had the wrong call because the rest of the linemen were, in their normal zone. So
yeah. Well, I watched 65. It didn't look like he was downfield at all. So now they're going to run the football, try to get to the outside, and they will not do so. Nice play and an open field tackle there. That's going to be a loss of yardage.
That's how you lose momentum, Troy.
Hayden Bulmer able to come up and make the stop. It'll be second down and 19.
Can't be in these long down situations. Again, you have the quarterback, you have the offense to be able to handle it, but it's still not ideal. Nobody wants a second and 19.
Clock under the 13-minute mark and a quick first half so far. Trips to the near side. Once again, Prather to throw. Has plenty of time. Rolls out. A flag is down. That's probably a holding penalty. Ball will be caught by Pollard, but they're going to bring it back. And Pollard, he's probably thinking, hey, wait a minute. This is now 2 in a row.
Yep, that's the tough part. When you have a lot of time and you have a quarterback that likes to be a little mobile, sometimes, those offensive linemen, they can't always hold up or know where you're going, and I think that's what happened here. Tripping.
Well, that's a new one.
That is a new one. So he tripped somebody. That's what we had happen here?
I guess. Colin Kandra, the left tackle, guilty of that penalty. So you got Salyers, who was guilty of being downfield too far, and now you got Kandra on a tripping.
And now you're about second and 30. And that is, very long, as the announcer said. They're going to rush 3, drop 8 here.
No need to count it out.
Else. Yep.
Here's Prather. He's going to air this one out, and it's going to be short, intended for Aston, and on the defensive side, Demarion Newell is there step for step.
Yeah, that was a textbook cornerback play. Got his eyes around, so it wasn't going to be pass interference, just looking for the ball, and the ball really wasn't close to where Aston was. And you have a third and long here. To me, I would expect a draw some sort of screenplay from Mount St. Joe. And you got to be on your P's and Q's if you are Franklin College, as it looks like they're going to rush 3. You're not getting up anything deep here.
By the way, Pollard back in. They'll take the tight end out. Prather now rushing. He's got a defender coming from him behind, but he gets rid of it in time. Ball caught at the 40, and still on his feet on the reception is Ari Turner.
Still about 4th and 15, 4th and 14, so interested to see if they play field position here, if they're just going to go for it.
Boy, big mistakes in this drive have cost Mount St. Joseph, and they'll go for it at 4th and 14. They have to get to the 23-yard line.
This is interesting. I don't know if this is just what they do in Division III football because they don't trust their special teams, but I'm punting it here. I mean, the worst you can do is, it's 20 extra yards. I don't want to give Garrett Core the ball back.
Well, they're going to go for it. Prather to throw, and it's going to be intercepted and then dropped and recovered, but the interception will stand, and that'll be the second one of the day now for Prather.
I mean, there's the punt. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to throw another interception. I guess it's better than giving them the ball there, but Prather's definitely not going to like to see that on his stat sheet at the end of the game.
Boy, how about the play of Cunningham, who makes another nice play there with the interception. He, by the way, Cunningham's not listed on the 2 deep, so he's making most of his time here this afternoon.
There you go.
And now Franklin takes over. Deeper in their own territory, we'll put the ball at the 6-yard line, the pitch, and it'll be Jennings on the carry, and Jennings able to run the football out to the 15.
I'm wondering why we haven't seen Cora in a few possessions. Is he hurt?
Sometimes Franklin does this. He'll run Cora, and then they'll let Jennings run 2 or 3 series, and I think maybe they want to make sure Cora is going to be fresh in the second half for sure. He flagged down, believe it or not. We have a block below the waist. Is that what this one is?
Chop block.
What's going on here, Coach? I mean, they're picking on the linemen today. What's that all about?
I know they're paying close attention to detail. It looks like. So you don't like to be where you're at now if you're Franklin College. You got to get out close to the end zone.
That's going to put him at 1st down and 14. Handoff Jennings. Jennings. Nice breaking tackles. In fact, he broke 2 there to get some extra yardage. He'll give him a little bit of breathing. Ross to throw to the sideline. It's a low throw, and I'm not sure if that was tipped or not. I don't see a flag, though.
That's got to be pass interference. That he was all over his back. He's all over his back.
I don't see a penalty flag. So here comes the punting unit. They did not call that one.
Unless the ball got tipped at the line, which I'm pretty sure it did not. That's a missed call.
So now Mount St. Joe's going to get pretty good field position here unless you really punt this one deep.
The interception didn't hurt you. Now I know the last punt that my guy here, and I need to refresh myself on his name, I believe Adam Guff had last time was pretty good.
This one will land at near the 50-yard line and take a Franklin bounce. Get a couple of extra yards out of that one.
You'll take that. You will absolutely take that. Instead of being on the plus side, they're now on their own side. Mount St. Joe's is, and they're going to have to go decent.
And we'll put it at the 44-yard line. Today's game brought to you in part by Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your paint, along with print, signs, promo products, apparel, and even mailing services. They've been serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Give them a call at 317-328-2555. So 1st down and 10. Again, the football at the 44. They're going to run it on 1st down. The spin by Gifford will get him a couple of extra yards very close to midfield.
Good inside zone there.
Put it at the 49-yard line. Prather now with 9 interceptions this year. He has 21 touchdown passes with that pass early. And what is really impressive so far for Franklin, they're holding Mount St. Joseph, who averages 40 points per game, so far to just 6 here in the first half. Prather again to throw, has plenty of time, near sideline, ball caught and out of bounds. And right now, Caden Pollard has been his favorite target.
Yeah, he's gotten most of the targets. He's been able to, catch most of the balls. He got a touchdown catch already, obviously, but I think he's, 5-6 receptions for something around 70, 80 yards already and a touchdown. So, he got the highly touted freshman over there that has one catch so far, but it's Pollard that's making the noise.
Yeah, and you got to take back, Pollard had the nice catch that got him inside the 5-yard line earlier, and then you had the offensive lineman downfield call that brought it back. Once again to throw. Prather flushed out of the pocket, will take it himself and get out of bounds here in the near sideline.
Good job. Don't put the ball in the harm's way. Get up the field and let the fight another down and get some positive yardage out of it.
Mount St. Joseph, the defending champions of this conference. In the series over the last 17, though, Franklin has won 11 of those 17. But we mentioned earlier that Mount St. Joseph has won 5 straight, and they've pretty much dominated all 5 of those contests.
Yeah.
Second down and 3, trips to the right. Prather to throw, quick hitter. And it's going to be Aston on the reception, trying to get to the outside. He does. He got the first down and goes out of bounds.
It's a great job by Michael Hunkus there, not getting a block in the back, throwing his hands up, just being in the way rather than getting an unnecessary penalty.
Put the football at the 21-yard line. So Mount St. Joseph now driving, trying to take the lead here in the second quarter. Gifford stays in as the lone setback. And Mount St. Joseph will work with 4 receivers. That'll be Pollard in motion. Yeah, Prather throws to the corner and is almost intercepted again.
Man.
Luke Lyons nearly came up with a big one there.
That's almost Prather's 3rd interception.
Mm.
Like we said, if he's throwing picks, that's going to give Franklin a great opportunity to win this game.
You know, that ball came out of his hand, had a lot of wobble to it, didn't it?
Yeah, he didn't have his feet set. He pump fake, looked like he saw something there at first, and then he was kind of indecisive. And, if you're a quarterback, they'll tell you, like, if you're indecisive in your feet, like some of these quarterbacks can make these, off-platform throws, but not everybody's Patrick Mahomes. So.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. Most aren't Patrick Mahomes. Play action again, ball over the middle. Aston with a catch inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line, and there is why he is the leading receiver in the country in Division III in yardage.
Yeah, there's our guy. There's our guy doing an excellent job of, getting to the middle of the field.
Football now at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal now for Mount St. Joseph. Again, they have struggled offensively here in the first half, but now chance to take the lead. It'll be Gifford in the backfield. Gifford gets the call, gets to the outside, and he dives ahead. He gets across the end zone, and he is in for the score. And Gifford, his 10th touchdown rush of the season, and Mount St. Joseph takes the lead.
It's a great job of the big fella getting to the outside and stretching here. I think he knows here he's probably scoring, and he stretches here. You'd love to see great effort.
It was Pollard there who ended up knocking Lyons to the turf, enabling Gifford to get to the end zone. So now the extra point attempt. The last time they scored, they missed the extra point is Joey Hibbard. The right-footed kicker will try to put it through the uprights, and this time he makes it good. 7:33 to go in the second. Mount St. Joseph now leads this one 13-7. Back here at Franklin, and Mount St. Joseph getting their offense rolling in that drive, and they lead at 13-7. Coach, it does give you an idea if Mount St. Joseph is rolling, how really good they can be on offense, but they've kind of sputtered today. I'm sure they feel pretty good that they finally got that thing back in the end zone.
Yeah. I mean, they have 13 points. Obviously, probably should have 14, missed an extra point. But, 14 points after, already throwing 2 interceptions and giving up obviously a huge rushing touchdown to Garrett Core on the other side. You're still up. You're not playing your best game ever, but you've done enough to put yourself in position to be at the lead at halftime. So
that's all you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get that thing going. They play very well in the second half. They did last week against Bluffton. Led by 8 at halftime and then just dominated the second half as Gifford will skip this one along the turf and fumbling it inside the 15-yard line on the return to the outside and knocked out of bounds. It'll be first down and 10. Wilkins again on the return there for Franklin. So now you have 7:26 remaining here in the first half. You love a sustained drive, want to get some points on the board, but the one thing you also don't want to do is give the football back to the Lions with a lot of time.
You're absolutely correct about that, Troy. You do not want them to have another possession here. And if they do get another possession, you want it because you scored.
DeAndre Kirby is in the lineup now. He is wide to the left. Garrett Cora is back in. Cora gets the call, and he may get a yard out of this one.
It's a great job by that defensive front, not allowing those rushing lanes to open up and getting penetration.
Second down and 9. Schlensker, the inside linebacker, was there to help make the stop. He was also trying to strip the football for Mount St. Joseph. Owen Wright at the bottom of your screen has 1-on-1 coverage. It'll be Ross to throw. Here comes the pressure. Wright makes the catch over the middle, and he's going to get close to the 35 and should be a first down.
There he is. That was a great anticipation throw by Kai. Obviously, he had a guy in his lap practically and threw a little bit hot, but Owen, at coming out of his break, the ball was there, and Owen caught it.
Owen had dropped a football that he normally catches in the first quarter and had that high throw to the sideline that went in and out of his hands. So they go back to Wright. He comes into this contest with 32 receptions. And now Franklin has it first and 10, just shy of the 35-yard line. Looks like Cora will stay in the lineup. Ross to throw, has time, and the ball's going to be tipped. It was intended for Cora, who was wide open over the middle. But one of those big defensive linemen gets a tip.
And he had some space. And we've seen what Garrett Cora can do in space. So it's a great job by the defensive lineman getting his hands up and getting a tip on that ball. Kai got a little bit happy feet there, but made a good decision in terms of wanting to check it down. Just unfortunate, got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Garrett Cora this year, 10 receptions, coming in with 2 touchdowns, so he can receive the football out of the backfield with the best of them here in the HCAC. So now you're looking at second down and 10. Ross will give it to Cora. Kai Joy in motion. Handoff will go to Cora, and Cora gets close to midfield. Let's see where they spot the football at the 49.
Guarantee you they've had that motion going there here. I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 plays now, getting that guy in the slot going in motion. And there's an opportunity, Troy, for a quick reverse handoff there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that at some point in the game, whether it's now or the second half.
Second down and 7 as you see the clock now under the 5-minute mark. Ross will hand it off to Cora. Cora tried to find some running room off the left side, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, another great job at defensive line stonewalling and the linebackers filling in.
But that was Jack Tucker, who has 8.5 tackles for loss coming in. Tucker at 6'1", 245, and a senior. He, along with Brophy, Harris, and Buller up front, though they've been at times manhandled by this Franklin offensive line.
Yep.
So now 2 receivers to the near side, including Owen Wright. Very tight 1-on-1 coverage at the bottom of your screen. Ross will work out of the pistol once again as he's set to throw. Here they come. He's able to get away from the pressure.
First down.
And a nice run by Kai Ross. sometimes that pursuit from the defenders, they go upfield so far that they leave such a big hole in the middle.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you have rush lane integrity, and that's why when you have a quarterback that can escape a little bit like that, has a little bit of exceptional pocket mobility, but also being able to get downfield a little bit. You can't overrush, like you said.
So let's put the football at the 41-yard line. 2 receivers near side, including Kirby. Handoff, it'll go up the middle. Once again, Cora to the 25-20. Foot race toward the end zone, and Garrett Cora does it again, this time from 41 yards and the score.
Told you, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out if maybe it is Troy that they just keep him on the sideline so he's more fresh. But I personally wouldn't have taken him off the field. You can't go 2-3 possessions without this guy touching the field. You just can't.
Yeah, you can see how explosive he is, and a chance now for Franklin to regain the lead. I'd let him touch it 40 times a game if I could. Extra point is on the way. It is good, and Franklin regains the lead, 14-13.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, Franklin trying to pull off a big upset here today. As we mentioned, Mount St. Joseph, if they can go to 4-0 with only 3 games remaining, certainly it's on their side to win the conference this year. But right now Franklin may have something to say about that, trying to pick up their second win in conference play. But boy, you can't say enough about Garrett Cora today. So now he has been excellent indeed. Now one inside the 5. There will be a return here from Mount St. Joseph. And how about that hit on the return?
Whoa.
He about decapitated the return man.
He's auditioned for the WWE.
That was, I believe, Braden Baker out of Bedford North Lawrence. Just a freshman. He's a big fella, 6'2", 211 as a defensive back.
Bedford North Lawrence. Shout out to Damon Bailey.
There you go. We're going back a few years, huh?
Yeah. I sent my team down there to get absolutely creamed 4 years ago. So
it'll be first down and 10. Aston in motion from right to left. He's cutting over the middle, but the quarterback, Prather's going to keep it himself and slide down after he got the first down or close to it.
Now, Dylan is your prototypical. I mean, he's your pro-style drop-back type of quarterback. He's not. I mean, he'll look to get 10 yards and slide just like he did there. And so, I'll be interested to see what they do in terms of they're obviously sitting back a lot of cover two. They got a lot of too high safety. They don't want to give up those explosive plays, but we'll see what they do moving forward.
Trips near side, second down and 1. Prather again to throw. To the sideline, ball's going to be caught going down on the turf at the 41-yard line. On the reception, Caden Pollard once again. Actually, number 0, that's going to be Michael in the ball game for the first time. Michael Hankus making the catch. So it'll be first down and 10. Mount St. Joe working quickly as you see Pollard in motion. Prather to throw, and a low throw, and it looks like it's going to be on the turf and an incomplete pass intended there for Pollard.
I was going to say, he definitely skipped that off the ground.
Stevens will have to come out of the lineup now for Franklin after he lost his hat. Stops the clock at 2:06. Mentioned last week it was a close game for Mount St. Joseph against Bluffton, but they outscored Bluffton 35-7 in the second half. Once again, Prather to throw, has plenty of time over the middle, and it's going to be caught. Aston on the reception. It wasn't a great throw, and had kind of a wobble on it, but it got there in time, and we're going to have another first down, and they're going to place the football. Take a look at that ball. You can just kind of tell it wasn't really thrown well.
Yeah.
Now, it's not the first time Prather has had that issue today.
It's not. I don't know if it's his mechanics or what it is, but...
Got a timeout on the field. I want to remind you once again, we'll have a special guest at halftime from Wheeler Mission, one of our great sponsors. Of course, they've been in existence over 131 years, and what a job they have done here in the Indianapolis community. And we will also talk about the Drumstick Dash, which I think that Keith Meyer said he's going to run in next month. Do you believe that?
Do
you believe it, though?
Yeah. Do I believe it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Not a chance.
You know, he had the whole back issue. He says he's 100% now. So.
Man, I don't know.
Have you ever seen him run?
I have never. I've known him since I was 8 years old.
You've never seen him run?
I've never seen him run one time. Not once. He made me run, though.
Yeah, I bet he did. Yeah. He was a former basketball player of his. Was he a mean coach, or was he okay?
No, he was. I mean, he wasn't mean to me. He liked me, but I was his best player most of the time. So, but yeah, I mean, there was one time he threw the ball. You know, listen, this is 15, 20 years ago. Don't get in trouble. Threw the ball at one of our heads, and he said, "Get out of the gym. I'm done with you. Cancel practice." So.
You don't do that anymore, do they?
You cannot do that anymore.
First down and 10 after the timeout. Prather again to throw, looking right. Now he's going to have to scramble out of the pocket and then finally hits a man downfield inside the 20. And it's going to be Johnny Rager, who we have not seen yet today, able to get some big yardage there, and they are in scoring position here. Unless we have a flag and we have a holding penalty again. And that offensive line has been nailed. 3 big penalties so far today.
Yeah. That's rough. You can't put your offense in bad position, you know what I mean?
We had the one on Kandra, the left tackle. We had Salyers earlier downfield, and this is going to be a holding penalty. And it's going to mark him back to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, you don't want to get into, second and third and long. Obviously, you don't want to be in first and long either, but you have opportunities here. Just got to take care of the football.
Prather able to get away from one defender as he heads to the sideline. He's going to go down, held onto the football way too long.
What we just talked about.
Keegan O'Neill there on the stop, and this is a Mount St. Joe offense that just seems like they're out of sorts today.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, they're averaging, 40 points a game?
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
Yep.
Yeah, Franklin's doing a great job of keeping them at bay. Again, they haven't run the ball a ton.
Mm-mm.
And so Franklin's sitting back, rushing 3, too high safety. I know it's, second and long, but.
That's going to be underthrown and able to get the reception. Reaching behind the defender to grab that one was Michael Hankus.
Wow. That is quite the catch, and he got to establish himself. So let's see, catches 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's a catch and a fumble in my opinion, unless he was bobbling it, which we can't see from the other side. But that's a catch and a fumble.
Yeah, and it was Demarion Newell who had that hard hit where the ball was knocked out of the hands of the receiver Hankus. Might be really considered the best catch of the day.
Yeah, I mean, he grabbed it off his back.
So first down and 10 after the nice catch. We'll put it now inside the red zone. Prather to the sideline. Ball's going to be caught out of bounds by Ari Turner. And that's going to put it at the 9. I think we've seen a little bit of everything today in this contest, whether it be interceptions, penalties that have stopped drives or at least shortened them. in their possessions. We have a stack trips to the right. That'll be the short side of the field. Pollard, the lone receiver, to the left. And looking that way, and now scrambling will be Prather. Prather heading toward the end zone. He'll get in for the score.
Yeah, that was money. I mean, when you have man-to-man across the board, which looked like that's what Franklin College did, and we'll confirm on the replay here, when they all clear out here, there's nobody. I mean, there was no spy. And like we said earlier, Prather's not the guy that's going to run a ton all the time. And so you're not probably going to have a spy typically for him. And he did a great job of recognizing it, and he saw the end zone and touchdown.
Hibbard will come in to attempt the extra point as Mount St. Joseph now regaining the lead with just over 45 seconds remaining here in the first half. They missed an extra point earlier. This one is on the way. It is good. We'll take a timeout. Mount St. Joseph on top, 20-14.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Just a reminder, today's broadcast is a copyright production of HCAC TV and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of both the conference and HCAC TV is strictly prohibited. Well, you're down to your final 45-8 now. Franklin will get the football. Not a whole lot of time to do anything with it, but we always talk about it when you're this late in the first half. Just don't make a mistake.
Yeah.
And give Mount St. Joseph the football and a chance to score again.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't have a catastrophic mistake here. And do we remember who got the ball first?
Franklin got the ball first.
Franklin got the ball first. So, I mean, you certainly, don't want to do anything crazy that would give Mount St. Joe another opportunity to score and then getting the ball back after halftime. So, see if you can catch them off guard on one of your favorite plays. And then other than that, I think you just run out the clock and say, hey, we're down 6 to a team that, averages 40 points and is #1 in the conference. Let's go out and get a good game plan for our first drive of the second half, and from there, see what you can do.
Braden Wilkins ended up getting the return. That was very dangerous. He's kind of looking up into that sky. You mentioned that earlier. It's a high sky and just a beautiful day, and boy, if he fumbles that football right there on that return, they could be in big trouble. But now Franklin has it 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. And they're going to hand it off, and not much there this time for Garrett Cora. If you are the defensive coordinator, let's talk about the second half, if we may. And you mentioned maybe putting more players in the box to stop Cora. Is that something you want to do in the second half now?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that's the only life that they've shown, right? That's the only life they've shown on offense is Garrett Cora. So I stacked the box and said, Kai, can you beat me with your arm?
Right. 2nd down and 9. That'll be Malachi Joy taking the pitch on the end around. He'll get out of bounds shy of the 30. He's going to be also short of the first down.
They tried it, but I told you they would.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that at some point we was going to see them try a reverse. You do it enough times, you get the defense kind of low to sleep. I mean, they didn't give up a crazy huge play of 10 yards, which they can take right now. But
well, only 4.4, though, remaining on this one. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. See what Franklin has in store right here as they'll hand it off. It'll be Cora, and he gets to the 30, and that is it. So Franklin playing well in the first half. Mount St. Joseph, they have a couple of turnovers here today. The interceptions that were thrown early by Prather has not cost them yet at this contest, and we go into the locker room at a 2014 contest. Give me your thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider that Dylan Prather's thrown 2 interceptions, I mean, one of them was almost more of a punt, right? But still, You consider that and the fact he's thrown for almost 300 yards and a half. I mean, they're not having to run the ball a ton. The back end is not necessarily holding up all the time for Franklin College, but I think coming out at halftime, you're going to see Mount St. Joseph's probably take a few shots early, see if they can extend this lead.
All right, we will come back. We're going to talk about Wheeler Mission coming up at halftime as Mount St. Joseph leads it 20-14.
We encourage you to subscribe to our
online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
We welcome you back once again to Franklin College. We're going to talk about Wheeler Mission. You see the score right there, 20-14, and Steve's been kind enough to sit through the first half. And if you feel like taking over, and if you want to take my spot, please do, because I could use a break in the second half. Is that okay?
Well, that was a really exciting first half.
It was.
It was very eventful. Yeah, and especially leading up to the game, you guys were talking about how historically it's been very one-sided.
Yeah,
that has not been the case so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you never know about
a lot
the game
of crazy
of football,
plays,
right? Yeah,
a lot of crazy
sports
plays.
is kind of that way. Well, Wheeler Mission, we are very familiar in the Indianapolis area. I live very close to one of the Wheeler Mission sites where it's the women's shelter down on Michigan, I believe it is.
That's
yeah,
correct.
So I'm very familiar with the work that everybody does, but there are some out there that don't know about Wheeler Mission. Tell us a little bit about what Wheeler Mission is and what's their mission.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've mentioned it several times already on this telecast. We've been around for 131 years, right?
That's
so
crazy.
we're the state of Indiana's oldest and largest homeless services provider. So on any given night throughout the year, on average, we serve probably about 1,000 meals to about 700 men, women, and children who are experiencing homelessness in central and south central Indiana. And during the winter months, those numbers really increase. We often see well over 1,000 individuals in our facilities. And so we meet people where they are in their time of crisis, and we provide a loving, caring environment. And often that comes in the form of a meal and just a hot shower and a clean bed and just a smiling face. But, our goal is to transform lives, right? So we also have long-term programs, and we have a lot of other resources available, not only within Wheeler Mission, but also there's a lot of resources in the community we try to connect individuals to, right? Because we really want to see people get to a place of stability, enjoy lasting success. We are a Christian organization, so we absolutely believe that's foundational to being able to have that lasting success. But yeah, absolutely. We try to meet people where they are and connect them to the resources that they need, and so that they can make those changes.
When you mention those numbers, a lot of folks may be alarmed by that, of how many each and every day. And we're talking about the entire day. We're not talking about, we'll just give them breakfast and that's it.
Correct.
You're talking about the entire day for all these individuals.
Yeah.
Talk about the amount of volunteers that takes and what effort that takes to do that every day.
No, you're spot on, right? So they used to call it 3 hots and a cot, right? So it's way more than that than what we provide. But you're right. I mean, it's 3 meals a day, and it takes a lot of resources to be able to provide the type of environment that is needed to help these individuals, right? So we receive about 10,000 individual volunteers throughout the course of a year, and it's absolutely necessary because to serve 1,000 meals a day at multiple sites. So you mentioned the Center for Women and Children, but we also have a shelter for men in downtown Indianapolis. We have what's called the Men's Residential Center, which is long-term programs for men in downtown Indianapolis. We have addiction recovery site for men, an addiction recovery site for women, and we also have a shelter facility in Bloomington, Indiana as well. And at each of those sites, we're delivering meals, right? again, multiple meals a day. So we definitely need a lot of volunteer support. And then we have lots of events as well. So you mentioned earlier that Drumstick Dash, right?
Yeah.
One of the sponsors here too. And we require a lot of volunteer support to be able to pull off those kinds of special events as well.
Yeah. I've got to ask you, I've been in Indianapolis for about 4 years now. Living outside of Indianapolis, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't understand or don't really realize the need and how many homeless people that there are in the Indianapolis area.
Right.
Is it shocking when you talk to people outside the area when they go, really? I didn't really understand that, and or realize there was that many?
Yeah, it really is. And so, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, they have this thing called the point-in-time count, and it's kind of the way for the federal government to kind of track how homelessness is tracking throughout the country and in different communities across the country. And so this past year, on January 24th, 2024, they had the pit count for Indianapolis, and they counted 1,701 individuals experiencing homelessness on that specific night.
Wow.
So that's kind of the official count for how many people were experiencing homelessness in Indianapolis, 1,700 individuals.
Wow.
Right, and that's a very large number, and it has increased. It's 5% higher than it was the year before. And so, and Wheeler Mission is accommodating over half of those individuals on any given night, right? So, it does require an entire community, though. I think that's important to point out, right? It takes an entire community to take care of our vulnerable neighbors and those that are in crisis, right? And we're very, very fortunate that in central Indiana we have an incredibly caring community that helps us make sure that we have the resources, whether it's food, volunteer support, but also the financial resources to be able to provide staffing and case management and other things to those who have so many needs.
I got to ask you, what's the biggest challenge, though, that you see? You have winter coming up, as you said a little bit ago, and that's going to be a challenge indeed to try to meet those needs. But overall, what's the biggest challenge for Wheeler Mission?
Yeah, right now, I would say that one of the things that we're seeing is that our chief program officers often says 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2. And what they mean by that is that we're seeing a lot more individuals coming through our doors that have greater needs than they used to, maybe, right? So we're seeing more women and children. That requires a lot more resources. That requires a lot more support. We're also seeing more people with severe mental illness. We're seeing more senior citizens, people over the age of 55.
Really?
So maybe we shouldn't call people 56 senior citizen, maybe, but people over the age of 55. We're seeing larger numbers in those segments, and so that does require maybe us having to pivot a little bit and provide additional resources that maybe we didn't maybe 15 years ago or even 10 years ago.
Right.
So that's one of our bigger needs for sure.
The idea when someone comes to one of your missions and they're looking for the help, what is the procedure? How does that work exactly? And again, you're talking about maybe a family, maybe you're talking about an individual, so there's certain areas that you can probably touch on, but what do they have to do?
Yeah, so someone who's in need, one of the things that makes us unique, right, is we're considered a low barrier shelter, right? So that means that we'll meet people where they are in their time of crisis.
Okay.
You don't have to qualify for services, right?
Okay.
All right, you can come in and present yourself and say that you're in need, and we'll give you a bed, and we'll give you a hot meal, and we'll offer case management, right?
Okay.
And it's through that case management process really where we'll begin to kind of triage or identify the needs and kind of figure out maybe what the plan of attack is going to be, what the playbook is going to be for being able to connect that individual to the resources that they need. Because one of the things that also that makes Wheeler Mission unique is that there's not a cookie cutter solution to all this.
Right.
It's about relationships and it's about people. And there's all these statistics and there's all these numbers that we can talk about, but there's a person behind that statistic.
That's right.
And so our job is to try to see the person and to see what their needs are. And so for one person, it could just be a couple of things that you're helping them with to get to a place of stability, and they might only be with us for a month, right? And then there's others who they have maybe some strong challenges with addiction. They have some challenges in maybe job training and being able to find long-term employment. They might be with us for 2 or 3 years, right? And so our job is to kind of uncover those kinds of challenges and to see what we can do to come alongside them and remove those barriers so that they can get to that lasting success.
Now, I know we mentioned the Drumstick Dash, which is coming up in November. We really want to stress to everybody, take part in that. I know that you're talking about thousands and thousands of runners, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is it is a huge fundraiser for Wheeler Mission.
Correct. It is our largest fundraiser by far. Move your feet so others can eat. That's the tagline for it. And this is going to be our 22nd year of hosting that annual fundraiser. And it's become one of the largest running events in the state of Indiana. To my knowledge, I think it's the second largest in the state of Indiana right now. We have about 16,000 runners that show up in Broad Ripple on Thanksgiving morning, and we raise around $1 million through that event, and that's critical, right? Yeah. Our operating budget's around $20 million a year. We have about 200 staff, maybe a little bit larger than some people think. But we rely. One of the things that is also very unique about Wheeler Mission is that over 95% of our income is really private tax-deductible contributions, going back to that point I was making earlier in the sense that it takes an entire community, right? And we're very fortunate that we have a very generous community who does care about their vulnerable neighbors and caring for the least of these. And we wouldn't be able to do what we do without events like this and people really caring about what we're doing and coming alongside us and supporting us in that way.
I want to also ask you, what are other ways that they could help out? Maybe they can make donations, things like that. What are the other resources that can be used?
Yeah, absolutely. So we mentioned one, volunteering, right? So you can always go to wheelermission.org and you know, there's opportunities to make monetary contributions. There's opportunities to look at the different volunteer opportunities that we have and you know, sign up for a volunteer opportunity, whether it's serving a meal or sorting donations for our thrift store, or signing up for helping with one of our special events. There's a variety of different volunteer opportunities. Again, all of that can be found on the website. But we also have a thrift store, right? So it could be as simple as just coming and shopping at our thrift store, which is off of 69 and 96th Street in Fishers. A very nice thrift store. Our team there does an excellent job of creating a high-quality thrift experience. But we also have, several social enterprises, including a candle making operation called Restored Creations, where women who are in our long-term programs at our Center for Women and Children, they own and operate the creation of these candles, and they sell these candles. There's lots of different ways, and again, a lot of this is on our website at wheelermission.org. But yeah, we definitely are always in need of people coming alongside us and helping us do what we do to meet the needs of those in need.
You know, I like the resources that you are available to everybody to help them get back on their feet. And again, yes, it is 3 meals and a cot. I understand that, but to take that a step further is so important for these people.
That's exactly right. No, that's exactly right. You know, we the case management and the counseling that's needed is something that takes a lot of resources as well, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of life skills training. There's a lot of just making sure that these individuals have access to the resources that they need to be able to get to long-term success.
You know, and to have that compassion for these people that are in need is something that comes from way deep down inside, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to care. Bottom line is and that's the thing that really stands out when you work there, right? Is when you're working alongside colleagues that genuinely care, and you have to, because you're gonna get, you know, quite frankly, you get to a point where you see some and you deal with some challenging situations, and the only way to get through that sometimes is to love that person, right? And to genuinely care about that person and love them and want better for them. You know, I think loving people enough to make sure, you know, accepting people where they are, but loving them enough to not leave them where they are.
Right.
And that can be hard. That can be really, really hard, because a lot of times when people haven't experienced love or they've had a lot of challenges in their life, they tend to kind of push people away.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to get to them, right?
Yeah.
But once you earn that trust and build that relationship, then you can start having productive conversations about what's next.
A lot of folks don't. I mean, they want the help, but they also know that there's a kind of a pride factor there too. Sometimes it's good just to reach out and say, I need help.
That's exactly right. That's where it starts. That's exactly right. That's where it starts.
Okay, I want to remind everybody again, Drumstick Dash. Want to get signed up quickly, though, don't they? Because we're talking about a month away here, right?
Yeah, not that far away. Drumstick-org. A lot of information there. Please go there. You can sign up. You can register. It's a great family, fun event.
Yeah.
Some people like to race and pay attention to their times and whatnot, but really most of the people are out there just to support the cause, have a great time. It's become like an annual tradition for a lot of families where they've been coming for all 22 years.
Yeah.
It's a great environment. It's a great environment.
I'll look forward to it. We're going to be in it, by the way. I'm trying to get our boss
yeah?
to go into too, but
I heard you said he was going to run.
He said he was going to run.
Yeah, we have a 2.7 mile run and a 4.2 mile run. Which one do you think he's going to do?
He could do 2.7 inches, and that'd be about it for him. So, hey, thank you very much, and good luck again this year.
Absolutely, Thank you.
We're at halftime. We'll come back. Second half action on the way right here on HCAC TV.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Back once again here at Franklin College, and if you just tuned in and you're thinking, boy, Mount St. Joseph team so powerful offensively. Now, they've been held to 20 in the first half. They average about 40, so they're close to their probably what you would consider their average. But, Coach, they haven't looked that good offensively in the first half, and probably a little bit has to do with what Franklin's been able to do on defense.
Yeah, I think it's scary to think that maybe they haven't looked as good offensively yet. They've had 270 yards passing through the air from Prather with 2 interceptions. So, you feel okay, I think, for Franklin College. Obviously, only down 6. But at the same time, you're like, man, it doesn't feel like they've really gotten it going, and they have over 300 yards of offense. So, yeah.
Yeah, this game of football sometimes can be really strange when you look at the numbers, and yet you think, well, the score doesn't quite add up to all of that. But on the other side, Garrett Cora, he has really been everything advertised. And, again, we talked about the first couple of games of the year. Took him a little bit of time to get going, but he was sensational in the first half.
Yeah, Garrett has, surpassed his season average, right, per game. I think he averages somewhere around 90, 95 yards a game this season. He's already passed that in the first half.
Yeah.
And he's been the saving grace of this Franklin College offense. Kai's been, he's cut down his turnovers, but he had 2 bad interceptions. One wasn't his fault, but just bad in terms of when it happened.
Yeah.
He's had 2 of those, and if it were not for Garrett Cora, this would be a blowout right now.
Yeah, he did. Well, Garrett Cora's had a good first half, and now we're ready to go in the second half. I misspoke earlier. It's going to be Mount St. Joseph who will get the football to begin the second half. Adam Guth will tee it up and get ready to get this second half underway. What will Mount St. Joseph have to offer here in the second half? Eli Aston had a good first half. He didn't have an explosive first half, but still they didn't target him as much as we thought they would. But that may change with adjustments made here at halftime. Here we go, second half action and a beautiful day here at Franklin College. It'll be a short kick return from the 20-yard line and across the 30 to about the 32, and that special teams defense doing a nice job there for Franklin College. Mentioned last week, if I could real quick, just to refresh everybody's memory, Coach, Bluffton led by 8 at halftime last week and outscored, I should say, they were leading Bluffton, Mount St. Joe leading Bluffton at halftime by 8, and they outscored the Beavers 35-7 in the second half.
Yeah, so this is a super important position here. Franklin needs to make sure that, if not a 3 and out, which is asking a lot probably with this offense, but you got to get them off the field.
Exactly. So it'll be Gifford in the backfield with Tyler Prather. Couple of interceptions in that first half. You see Powell, the tight end, resetting. He's 275 pounds. But before they can get the play off, the second delay of game they've had today.
I just don't know how that happens. I don't understand.
Especially with a hurry-up offense that we have seen so much today.
Yeah.
But you would think, too, you know what you're going to run coming out of halftime. You've probably scripted out your first couple of plays, and yet you couldn't get the playoff in time.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st down and 15. Football marked back to about the 25-yard line, and maybe 2 yards for Jackson Gifford. Good defense again there by Franklin College. One of the first ones in there again, Jake Jones. He's played well today for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he has. He's done a great job. Even in the secondary, he's done pretty well. So good job filling the hole there. And let's see if we can't get a 3-and-out here.
By the way, for you IU fans, you got to be happy today. You're going to win another one. You're leading at 31-17, and Prather to throw. This one to the sideline, has a man, and it's going to be dropped. Almost a great catch by Pollard again, and the ball that was underthrown.
Wow.
By the way, for Indiana, their first 8-0 start since 1967. You take another look at that one. So it's going to be 3rd down and 13. Long time again for Mount St. Joseph to get the play in.
Yeah.
Gifford the lone setback. You see Aston in the slot to the near side. Prather flushed out of the pocket, trying to find running room, and he's going to go down.
It's just how you drew it up.
Exactly.
Just how you drew it up. Excellent start for Franklin College to come out of the half. And, man, if you can get that crowd on your side, great job, pocket integrity. He's not got anywhere to go, not up the middle, not to the sides. He's got nowhere to go. And just an excellent job by that Franklin College defense coming out at halftime.
How about Devontae Brown out of Bloomington South High School? He got a hold of that jersey, really slowing Prather up. So now they have to punt it away. And Franklin could have good field position right here. That's going to be right on the return. He gets tripped up just shy of the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
So 1st down and 10 for the Grizzlies as we are underway here in the second quarter, I should say second half of play. Try to get you some updated scores here in college football when we get an opportunity. We do have some out of the HCAC. We'll pass those along as well. Well, what a beautiful day weather-wise, though. Another great day. We had high school football around the state of Indiana last night, at least in 4 classes. As Kai Ross to throw, double coverage, and he threw it away. First pass play in the second half, and that was underthrown big time and intercepted.
Troy, I'm trying to be nice when I say this. I need somebody to make that play call make sense to me. You have Garrett Cora, who has been gashing this defense. You come out, you get a start, a great start by your defense, right? I understand like the thought process of taking a shot, like, oh, we're gonna kill him here. That's not your game.
Yeah,
that's not your game. You have time on your side. Run the ball with your guy. You seen what he's been doing.
Well, the other way, Gifford will get the call. We got flags flying everywhere. And we'll sort it all out as maybe tempers flaring a little bit here. And I don't really blame the defense there for Franklin. It's going to be a holding call as they're right back out on the field once again.
I mean, right back. You get a 3-and-out, and you go right back on the field. Kai Ross's 3rd interception. And, again, I'm not trying to be negative towards Kai, but that is just not his game. They average 150 yards passing per game for the year. This is his 3rd interception this game. You can't turn the ball over against a team like this and expect to win.
You know, what is odd about that, too, is his footballs are well underthrown.
Yeah, and it was double coverage.
Yeah, double coverage. Didn't read it well at all. Going to run the football once again on the carry. Gifford after the holding penalty. That's the fourth big penalty on this offensive line for Mount St. Joseph this afternoon. By the way, Ohio State now leading Nebraska in a close one there, 21-17 in the fourth. Notre Dame destroying Navy 51-14 in the fourth.
Wow.
Ole Miss now leading Oklahoma 26-14. I didn't want to bring that up, Coach, but it came up on the scoreboard.
I knew it. I've been paying attention.
Prather to throw to the sideline. Ball will be caught. And Ashton will get the reception. It's going to be shy of the first down. Coming up in about 20 minutes, it'll be Texas Tech, TCU. And, of course, that Oregon-Illinois matchup coming up at 3:30. That's number 20 against number 1. Another interesting kickoff, BYU and touchdown for the Lions as they are able to get it into the end zone. And after the turnover by Franklin, you see them coming right back and getting the touchdown there.
This is a catastrophic turn of events
for
the Franklin College Grizzlies. I mean, you come out, you're already down 6. You get a huge stop from your defense, and the next play, you throw an interception. It's demoralizing.
Yeah, now you're in a big hole here as you see Hibbard coming in to attempt the extra point. And all of a sudden now you're down 2 scores here in the third, and it is on the way and good as Mount St. Joseph, 10-14 remaining here in the third. They lead at 27-14.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part and practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we don't play. So now Franklin to get the football back after the interception, and Mount St. Joseph going down and scoring the touchdown. Of course, it really was set up by that nice catch by Pollard, who's been really the big target today for Mount St. Joseph. And let's see what Franklin can do here as that ball will sail into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Grizzlies. And Kai Ross, those interceptions today, none bigger than the one he just threw moments ago. Thing is, you deferred, you get the football to begin the second half, and then the first thing you do is throw the interception. It's almost like not getting the football at all. And
they still have some time. They can still run their offense as normal. If you get Cora going, then you give yourself an opportunity, especially because, as I speak.
Yeah, Cora out to the 32 and a little misdirection.
Especially because your defense has shown that they can stop them. Maybe not all the time because they're a high-power offense, but in spurts. And if you can play complementary football in that spurt, then you could give yourself another chance to get back in this game. And you're still in it. I don't want to say you're out of it, but this is a big possession here.
Well, in other words, you really can't make many more mistakes as Cora gets the carry again to about the 33, and that's what this game really has been about today. You think about Mount St. Joseph, their offensive line has had 4 penalties. They've had a couple of interceptions themselves, and then you look back at Franklin and the mistakes they have made. They had so much energy early in this game. That energy just doesn't seem to be there right now either.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's hard to have energy when you turn the ball over a lot, and you're not having any confidence. They got to get a first down here.
Well, we're lined up in the I formation, and the handoff Cora, and Cora another nice run as he's brought down. It'll be a first down.
And he's putting his team on his back. Offense. Let me give the offensive line some credit too. They've gotten some push. They've created some holes for him as well. I don't want to say it's just him, spinning out of tackles in the backfield or something like that all day. Excuse me. The offensive line has done an excellent job too, giving him some holes to run through. But again, it's still another light box here. Like, I don't know why they only have 6.
Now they're going to give it now to Jennings, who will carry the football, some tough yards up the middle. I find it interesting they've gone I formation. They run a little misdirection out of the I. They've gone I formation and run Cora, and then they're back down the shotgun. So they're giving this Mount St. Joseph defense a lot of looks today.
Yeah, they are. They are indeed, and I'm interested to see how Mount St. Joe's handles this. I mean, you don't want to give up anything deep, and obviously he's thrown 3 interceptions, but to me, I'm not scared of Kai throwing the football today.
Well, he's going to throw this time over the middle. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be a first down. It'll be Malachi Joy.
There you go. There's a positive. And that's it. I think that's the game right there is you run the ball heavily, and then you throw some RPO in there. If it's there, Kai, on the slant, throw it. But you're not asking Kai to throw it 15, 20, 30 yards down the field.
And that's been the key, right? I mean, if they throw the short stuff, they're getting positive yardage.
Yes.
But he hasn't shown today, at least, that he can throw that deeper ball to kind of spread out that defense at all. So now it'll be first down and 10. And they're going to run the football. It's going to be Jennings, sweep to the right side. He'll be brought down close to the 40.
This is a good drive. And like I said, they still have time. I mean, you still have 22 minutes of game time left. So if you can pay off this drive, you get back and make another stop and then do something similar. You have plenty of opportunity. You need to rush yourself. No need to put yourself in a bad position, even with 3 interceptions.
Well, here's the other thing. They've had drives before. They get down there, and all of a sudden they get nothing out of it. But this time they need to get some points on the board. Here comes the blitz, and it'll be Jennings, and he will get away from one, but he doesn't get away from the second. He'll go down, and there's Schlensker, the middle linebacker, there to eventually make the stop. And now you find yourself at third down and long,
which you do not want to be in if you're Franklin College.
Yeah, they're third down and 10 here. And let's see what they'll have. It looks like Cora is back in the lineup. Jennings will come out.
I like to see a screen here.
And we got whistles before the play, and I think you could be right, or did we get a timeout? Nope, it's going to be a false start.
Man.
So here we go. You have the drive going so well, and then you shoot yourself in the foot a couple of times.
Yep. And I know something about that because my Oklahoma Sooners offense does that all the time.
Coach, that sounds like some frustration there.
Yeah. We're not used to bad offense in the state of Oklahoma. This has been a tough year.
I bet. So now it's going to be third down and 15. Football now at the 49-yard line. Yeah, I'm a Michigan guy. I know what it's like to be struggling this year. See what
I hear you.
Kai Ross has to do here. A swing pass. It'll be Cora. Open field, 40, 35, and out of bounds on the far side, and I think he got the first down.
Exactly how I would have drawn it up. And, again, for both teams, like, great call here, getting him on a swing pass, getting him into space, your best player. I don't understand how you don't have somebody locked into where Garrett Cora is.
Right. You want to spy on him, right?
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not man-to-man, even if you have a zone coverage, you're rolling to his side. I don't know. That's interesting to me.
First down and 10 now for the Grizzlies. Joy in motion. And Ross will throw over the middle, and it's a little bit high for the intended receiver, Owen Wright.
Good defense.
Yeah, Jonas Smith, the corner, there to knock it away. So it'll be second down and 10.
Good defense, and, that's a good throw by Kai. It's away from the defense, only where his guy could catch it. It's just better defense there. I don't have a problem with that play call, that throw. And, again, here you are. They got a first down. They're, almost entering the red zone, and you got to pay this off. You got to get points here.
DeAndre Kirby back in the lineup, the receiver to the top of your screen. Handoff Cora. Cora inside the 30 to the 29. Watching a couple of the defenders there for Mount St. Joseph kind of throwing their hands up. They've had a really tough time trying to stop Garrett Cora today.
Yeah.
The clock coming up on 5 minutes. A long drive here for Franklin. Their second possession of the third quarter.
And this is two-down territory for me. Like, I think if you can get the ball to Garrett Cora here and get 3-4 yards, that's what I would have chosen to do.
Ross almost threw another interception. Stepping in front of it was Jonas Smith, intended there for Owen Wright. Well, I'm not sure what Ross saw that time, because it appeared to me anyway that Jonas Smith was all over that.
Yeah.
And almost threw it right into his hands.
You just gotta put your quarterback in position to know what he can do. And again, Kai hasn't shown that he can make those down the field throws, or even a typical drop back passing type of throw. He's good in the RPO, and that's what we've seen. So I would have liked a bubble screen, something that gets you yards there.
4th down and 7. Ross, he'll throw on the run, and it's dropped on the near side. Oh my!
Oh my word, that's catastrophic.
Wide open on the near sideline, and you can't haul it in.
It's just tough. It's tough. He's ready to get upfield. He's ready to get upfield, and truthfully, he should have been just possessing the ball. It's a first down. He gets you, but that's tough. That's tough there.
Boy, so now you've had 2 possessions in the third. You throw the interception. You're driving the football, and your offense sputters out in a drop ball right there, and that hurts big time.
Yeah. They need a turnover here bad.
Good defense this time by Franklin. Rager on the carry. Brown gets credit. You hear the public address announcer as Devontae Brown. The defensive end there to make the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 9. We really need a stop right here. Play action once again for Prather. Has plenty of time down the middle of the field. Double coverage, and making the catch is Eli Aston.
It's a great catch.
That gives you an idea why that freshman is special. Take another look at this one. Boy, in that time, the offensive line gave him all day to throw.
Sure did. It's a great catch over the middle.
Well, he had double coverage all over him, too, and still able to make the catch. Big first down. Handoff up the middle, and big-time hole again for Rager. He had his tight end, Powell, who was in motion, and it's nice to have somebody that's 275 pounds lead block.
Yeah.
Mount St. Joseph now to the 29-yard line.
Man, that's a huge tight end, man.
Boy, isn't it?
It's like having a 6th offensive lineman out there. It's pretty cool.
Prather to throw here to the near side. Ball will be caught and then out of bounds. That'll be Hankus on the reception.
Nice little rhythm play there.
We'll say Kahari Jackson, the corner there to make the stop, and we'll put the football at the 23. And this kind of reminds you a little bit now of what happened last week when they ended up beating Bluffton and outscored them 35-7 in the second half.
Yeah, they've really just controlled this third quarter, and Franklin's had opportunities, right? I mean, comes out, gets a stop, and
quick hitter over the middle, and this time dropped. Eli Aston doesn't drop many of those.
Comes out and gets a stop, and then obviously the Kai Ross third interception in the game, and then again they get another stop, and they're driving, and just have things happen, unfortunately.
Eli Aston had some running room ahead of him too. I think maybe he just took his eye off the football for the moment. And we'll put the football back at the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Prather a long time to get this play in. They've had a couple of delay of game penalties already today. Prather looking.
Yep.
He's going to go to the end zone and just out of the reach of Eli Aston. That ball was a little bit behind him.
It was. And I'm sure he didn't see it. I was going to say he got to use two hands there, but he was wide open, man. He was wide open.
Well, for Prather, and you always talk about make sure you throw the pass where they're going, not where they've been, and that was kind of where he was, not where he was going.
Yeah.
So 4th down and 4, this big opportunity here for Franklin to get a stop. We have not seen Jackson Gifford in a while, so Rager stays in as the lone setback. Stack trips left.
There he is again.
Going to get rid of it, and he threw off his back foot, and that was nowhere close. And the incomplete pass, and the Franklin defense holds. Big play right here for the defense.
He was open. You had him coming open, and didn't see he had a little bit of pressure there, and that's another great job of the Franklin College defense. They're giving their offense a chance.
Yeah, they are.
So.
When you look at that pass play and you think about Prather, I know if he steps up, he knows pressure's coming. He's got to plant his feet and just get a strong throw.
Yep.
He might take a hit, but that's the name of the game. So now back the other way, Cora on the carry, and he'll get a couple out of this one. Want to remind you, don't forget the IndianaSRN sports page, wall-to-wall sports news every day, whether it be high school, college, or pro sports. We have it all. Check it out on IndianaSRN.org. Stay informed 7 days a week in sports as you see the clock now coming up on 2 minutes remaining here in the third. Franklin, as we mentioned, only averaging 20 points per game. They need to get something going pretty quick, though. Play action once again over the middle, and it's going to be knocked down. Pass intended for Malachi Joy.
Yep.
See who they say that's going to be. Zion James out of Cincinnati, the freshman, able to knock it away.
It's hit at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 7 now. Fans here probably at this stage getting a little bit restless. I know we got another quarter to go, Coach, but
yeah,
sometimes you just kind of get that feeling when the offense is struggling.
Indeed.
And a throw will be Ross. Pumps, now throws, ball wide open across the middle. It's going to be Owen Wright, right at the 30, the 20, stumbles a little bit and then goes out of bounds. What a great play on this one.
I mean, that is, again, that's where Kai seems to be making his money, is in the middle of the field on, more slant type of reads. That's a great throw by him there, and your best wide receiver finally shows up.
Nice that the defensive back fell down, though. Did you see him trailing? He ended up falling, and that enabled Wright to get open.
Yeah, and I think he would have had a catch regardless, but it's a difference between a 12-yard play versus, what was that, 60 yards?
Yeah. So big play right there, and now in the red zone. Football placed at the 13-yard line. The tight end Neely lined up in the slot to the left along with Kirby. And it's going to be quarterback keeper by Kai Ross, and he's going to get inside the 10-yard line.
I like that. Kai's showing that he can, get up and down the field a little bit, so get him mobile. Honestly, I'd like to see more of that in the offense. Get him out of the pocket, roll the pocket a little bit, move it, get him on the run. He's shown he can make throws on the run a little bit, so don't just always let him sit back there and have to be a drop back passer.
All kinds of changes on that Mount St. Joseph defense, including their front four. So now it'll be 2nd down. Man in motion, and the quarterback will keep it himself, and Ross is going to get nailed on this one. He may get back to the line of scrimmage. Schlensker, one of the first ones there, number 51.
I don't know if that was a quarterback keeper all the way. If it's a read, would have liked to see him hand the ball off there. Just because, the guy kind of stayed home and they may have had a little bit something more on the edge, but, it's positive yardage, and you set yourself up for these next 2 downs. You have to score here.
Yeah.
I mean, 7.
Yeah, not 3. Football at the 7-yard line. 3rd down and 5. That'll be Kirby in motion. Quarterback keeper again by Ross. Got inside the 5, and he's going to get the first down, I do believe.
It's a first down, so it's what you like to see.
Ross probably thought, Coach, I threw the interception. Let me run it a few times, right?
Yeah, let me
make up for
put
it.
the team on my back. Absolutely.
So 1st and goal, and I don't think they're going to get another playoff here in the 3rd. And we will head to the 4th quarter. Franklin knocking on the door, but they trail it 27-14.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, if Franklin can get 6 on the board here, possibly 7, they're right back in this football game where it appeared at the time that Mount St. Joseph was about ready to score again, but they turned it over on downs, and this game all of a sudden its complexion has changed one more time.
Yeah, they're hanging around. And if they can score here, I think it's too early to do an onside kick personally, but anything can happen.
Keith Myers would.
I'm sure he would.
Yeah, he wants to squeeze on every play that's at third base, and then he wants to do onside kicks all the time. So he's a gambler.
He's a gambler. He lives life on the edge.
So the Franklin crowd, and you see them, they have one of the best tailgates of anybody in Division III. The food's great, by the way.
Is it?
Oh, it's
fantastic. Go down there and try it.
I know. We think we should. So it'll be 1st and goal now for Franklin. That'll be Kirby in motion. The handoff, it'll be Cora, and Cora goes down. He may have lost a yard or so.
Yeah, it looks like he did.
That was Jack Tucker helping Cora up, but Tucker's been instrumental on the inside. And, of course, we talk about Schlensker as well. They're two of the better tacklers and defenders in the HCAC.
Yeah, indeed. It's a great move on the inside there, and, man, they're close to it, and Garrett Cora's been terrorizing them a little bit all day, but they stopped him there.
You want Cora again here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or I think you at least give that read option so that, the end can bite down and maybe Kai can get it in there if he needs to.
Man in motion. Ross going to keep it himself, and he gets blitzed on this one. Wow, they were coming after him like they knew what the play was going to be.
Yep. It's a great recognition there.
So now you're at 3rd and goal. They're going to – boy, they gave him a really nice spot. They put it at the 5-yard line. They need to go shake that referee's hand.
Indeed.
Because I thought he was at least at the 7-yard line.
Yeah. Hey, home cooking maybe a little bit.
That's why you play some at home and some on the road, right?
That's right.
So now it'll be Cora set to the left of Ross. Big 3rd down right here, trips left. Ross looking right to the end zone. We got a flag down, and they've got an interference call. Pass intended for Owen Wright, but Jonas Smith not happy about that call.
It's going to be an automatic first down, too. That's tough.
Now you bring in an extra tight end. So it will be Jonas Smith, the senior, called on the pass interference, and, well, that'll certainly bail you out of a possible 4th down. And you see Franklin going quickly to the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Cora. Did he get in?
No, he's short.
And they're going to say he did not.
I'm not sure if number 20 from Mount St. Joe's knows what down it is because he's holding up like 4th down. We got him. No, sir. You're unfortunately you have pass interference, and they get 3 more tries at it.
Yeah, and this one inside the 1, as you see Franklin again quickly to the line of scrimmage. And they nearly fumble it, and the quarterback keeper That was a busted play, but Kai Ross able to hold on to the football, and he'll get in from 1 yard out.
Thankfully.
I thought he was about ready to drop it. Corey went right on by him. I think it was intended. Watch this.
Yeah.
He wanted to give it to Corey, but Corey.
It's a good thing they didn't fumble it there, you know.
Corey had gone on by him by the time he was ready to hand it off. But nonetheless, it all worked out. And now the extra point attempt to cut this to 6. A good snap. The kick is up, and it is good.
There you go.
13:02 to go, and this one, Mount St. Joe leads it by 6.
You an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Today's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Give him a call at 317-894-7000. So Mount St. Joseph will get the football back, and this one a brand new ball game. Line drive kick, and there will be a return inside the 5-yard line across the 20 to the 25. And it'll be first down and 10. Ari Turner on the return. The senior out of Cincinnati played at Princeton High School. All right, here we go. We just under 13 minutes. Another really big possession here for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. If Franklin College can get a stop here and get the ball back with a lot of time to their offense, you like their chances, especially with what we saw there in the read option game, the last possession. But if Mount St. Joseph scores here, it's going to be tough.
Gifford back in. He'll get the call over the right side. 30, cutback, 35, 40, and a great run there by Jackson Gifford.
Man, that's unfortunate as a first play for Franklin College to give up an explosive run off the right side.
You know, Gifford looks like he's all of 225, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a hoss, man. That man's a tank.
I mean, there's nothing small on him.
No, it looks like he gets up every morning and eats about 8 eggs and 10 sausage patties.
And then goes and lifts.
Absolutely. He's stacked, man.
Hand off again to Gifford, and Gifford across the 50 to the 49.
And you see Mount St. Joe's being a little smart here, not trying to put it in harm's way. And not that Prather hasn't proven that, he's capable in the air, as he's thrown for over 300 yards today. But, give him something different. Wind the clock down. You're up 6. I like what the offensive coordinator's doing.
3 out of the 4 games, he has now thrown over 300 yards. Going to give it to the big fella again, and Gifford puts his head down. Looks like he got a first down on this one to the 43.
3 straight runs, and you're moving.
I'm big on fullbacks, though. I love fullbacks. We don't have many fullbacks anymore. When I grew up, we had fullbacks. Yeah, it's not right. We need more fullbacks.
Hey, it's the era of the spread offenses now, man.
It's,
yeah.
So the days of Larry Zonka are gone, aren't they?
More than likely.
Yeah.
Oh, we got play action here.
Yep. Prather to throw to the near side. Ball's going to be caught, and it's going to be Pollard, who's been, again, his biggest target of the day.
Yeah, and when you have the running game going like they do on top of, they're at this point 300-plus yards passing, and they had like 30 to 40 yards rushing just because they hadn't been running the ball. On this possession alone, they're getting closer to that 100-yard mark. So, when that happens, you're going to have wide open guys in the secondary.
And they're quickly down to the 27-yard line, and there he is again, Gifford on the carry. Not as much on this one. He gets gang tackled. DeMonte Brown getting credit for the tackle.
Heard his name a few times.
We have. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. When you still run a lot of time off the clock here as well.
Yeah. I mean, Mount St. Joe has 377 yards passing.
Wow.
Almost 400.
Throwing again will be Prather. Has one-on-one coverage. There was a lot of contact there, and a flag comes down.
It's definitely pass interference.
Yeah, they got Kahari Jackson on that one. They might have to call the police. There was a mugging here. Look at this.
Yeah, didn't even turn to find the ball. I mean, it is what it is. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but yeah.
Whoa, they waved it off.
Did they really? Are we in Austin, Texas? Did you see that last week against Georgia when all the students were mad throwing the bottles and then they changed the call?
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible.
How does that get changed? I mean, he was all over him.
Big break for Franklin. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Gifford remains in the backfield. Crowd getting into it as Prather to throw. He's looking left all the way, and he's going to get the catch by Pollard, and Pollard the first down. Another big play by Pollard.
You know, the age-old adage is, ball don't lie.
Yeah, that's right.
Never has.
Well, that's a big catch by Pollard once again. There's so much attention on Aston. Pollard has been basically single coverage today.
Yeah, and he's been tearing them up.
He has. So 1st down inside the 20. We're in the red zone here from Mount St. Joseph. They're going to run the football. It'll be Pollard trying to find a hole. Gets inside the 10 to near the 9.
And this is when you don't want to be seeing this guy coming up the field at you. I mean, you're already tired. It's been a long game. You're exhausted. You got 230 pounds coming down here with bad intentions.
Yeah, would you mind running the other way?
Please.
2nd down and 6. Pollard and Aston to the left. Play action once again. Prather gets hit as he throws, and it's going to be a low throw and knocked away, intended for Hankus. But there's Kahari Jackson. Well, again, that throw by Prather, just really not a whole lot on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's because he got hit, but, I mean, I'm just glad that it didn't get picked off because it was in the air forever. As, you know, I know you're probably a Sandlot fan. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Forever. This is what it felt like.
A real slow motion on that one, huh?
Yes, yes.
Might have been a pick 6, too, depending on what happens.
Is
Prather now to throw, looking to the near side.
Did he get a foot in?
Caught, touchdown, and guess who? Eli Aston.
Yep.
Started to do a little dance right there.
He did. He said, hey, see how I got my foot in? Man, what a catch.
Going to get a good look at it right here.
He sure did.
Yep.
Man, that's great body control, way to get his foot in. And that right there is why he leads the Division 3, in receiving yards, and that's his 11th touchdown of the year.
Yeah.
Right?
That's big. Ballmer had pretty good coverage on him too.
And if I'm the HCAC, I'm sick right now because he's a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah. You're hoping he transfers?
Yes. Okay. Tell Kurt Signetti to give.
That's right.
Give him a call. Get him over to IU.
Hibbard with the extra point. And he goes down and he missed it. His second miss of the day, but he ended up planting and went down on the turf. Mount St. Joe still leads at 33-21.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We were talking off air about Prather. He has 399 yards. He had a 400-yard game at Hanover and 6 touchdowns in that game. He had 2 interceptions. But he is about ready to hit 400 for the second time this year. Mount St. Joseph now leads at 33-21 following the missed extra point. And the Grizzlies will have a return inside the 20 and a hard hit at the 35-yard line. Well, that special teams play was big right there, and the return man going down, and he's going to feel every bit of that one.
Yeah, he got plastered. I hope he's okay.
Braden Wilkins.
Pretty.
Yeah, Wilkins, by the way, only a freshman, played at Triton Central High School. But he took the hardest hit he has seen all day long. Today's game brought to you in part by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? So if you're looking for amazing food and their servers that genuinely care about the service they give you, make sure you try Aspen Creek Grill. You can go there after all the games we have today. Plenty of TVs to watch college football this afternoon. And Aspen Creek Grill, part of IndianaSRN and the HCAC. So they're still working on the return man who got hit really hard. He went down immediately on that play. As again, Wilkins will stay on the turf. We'll try to get you some updates on some of the scores. Let me at least give you some of the numbers we have today offensively for Mount St. Joe. Again, Pollard has 156 yards in receiving. Aston 121. Gifford has rushed the football today 18 times. He has 115 yards. And again, Prather on the day is 24-39, 399 yards and a couple of touchdowns. He also has a couple of interceptions. But their offense has been clicking today, even though they have sputtered a couple of times with some penalties up front, and again, the 2 interceptions by Prather. But now the offense takes over for Franklin with 9:01 remaining. Pollard came in with just 32 receptions. He has been a big target today. He's number 4 in the HCAC. And now those numbers will go up. First down and 10 now for Kairos. Does Franklin have enough in the gas tank here? And they almost blew that one with Cora running into Malachi Joy, who was in motion, but Cora able to get some yardage on this one.
Yeah, that could have been catastrophic. They still have opportunity here. They're going to have to hit on an explosive play. Kai's going to have to drop back and pass here a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to make good decisions.
Question is, are they explosive enough to get it into the end zone quickly? As Ross set to throw near side, and it's a little bit underthrown, but should have been caught by Malachi Joy.
This is really rough, Troy. I mean, when you have a quarterback that, like you said, sometimes it seems like maybe he struggles with the confidence, and he's thrown 3 picks, and when he's making bad decisions, that's what happens. But then he makes a great throw.
Yeah.
And on 2 separate occasions, when would have been a huge play in the game, the ball gets dropped.
Yeah, that even hurts worse when you know you should have had a completion right there.
Yeah.
They'll throw out in the flat. It'll be Cora on the catch, and he'll be driven out of bounds. He'll get a first down.
You can see. I don't know if that's their head coach or if that's the defensive coordinator or linebackers coach, but he's giving their linebackers the earful. How do you let Garrett Cora, who's run for over 200 yards and their best player, just out in the flat? That's your responsibility. I'm telling you.
You wasn't happy?
He's not. He was not happy at all.
Well, at least he didn't hide his feelings very well in that one, did he? He was letting him have it. First down and 10, under 8 minutes remaining. Ross to throw down the middle and overthrows his receiver, and a flag comes out. It'll be Jonas Smith again.
He can throw his hands up, but it's a good call, Troy. The ball's a little bit overthrown, but you can't. He had his hands on him, and he pulled, as we can see here at the end. You can't pull to jump up. If he would have just jumped up without touching him, he'd been fine. But he used his offhand to pull down to jump up, and when that happens, it doesn't matter. The ref sees that, he's throwing the flag.
Can't we call that an uncatchable pass?
I don't know. I mean, some might say that it was. Others might say, hey, he might have a forward hands vertical. He didn't get a chance to jump.
We'll have to go to the book and see how high they can jump. And Ross over the middle again. Ball's going to be caught inside the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. There is Owen Wright.
Kai Ross makes some throws on this drive.
He has.
If he can continue to do this might be a different game.
He seems to be better though when it's a pass over the middle.
Correct.
And then he does to the outside.
Yeah. If he's throwing outside or to the sidelines, that's when he's been picked off a lot. Except for that one. That first one was not his fault. It had the ball in the hands and popped up. But I like what we're seeing here. And you give yourself the playbook's open here. You have some time getting the right play.
Ross to throw, first and goal from the 5, and this one's going to be caught by Cora and the touchdown.
Man, if they don't have a 18-ounce ribeye steak for Garrett Cora after this game waiting on him, then because without him, this is a 21, 28, 35-point game in my opinion. Without Garrett Cora. And it was a great throw by Kai Ross. I'll say that, too.
I already say that myself. That was a good throw by Kai Ross. So now the extra point attempt, and we've got a new ball game again. It's on the way and good. 7:05 to go, 33-28.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Today's game brought to you in part by Clean Slate. You can find your future in the cloud. They're a technology consulting firm specializing in custom-built modern applications and products that deliver greater agility, faster speed innovation, and the resiliency to handle whatever the future throws your way. Give them a call at 866-885-3249. Well, Franklin climbing that hill again. They've been able to bounce back. They're only down 33-28. Chance to pull off an upset here today, and they're going to do an onside kick, but the kick went behind.
No.
I've got to tell you, I've never seen that happen before. Not like that. So the football will be placed at the 34-yard line. Take a look at this. It goes off the side of his foot. Uh-oh.
He knows it, too. You see his face?
He said, how in the world did I do that? So when you think things are going really well, you have an onside kick that goes minus yardage, and you're to the 34. Boy, that could be really big. I would almost rather see what we're doing today a lot of times. They just kick that football high in the air instead of kicking it along the ground. Handoff will be to Gifford,
Man.
and Gifford, the big guy, gets some yardage inside the 30.
That's a tough. I mean, I understand maybe feeling like it's going to give you guys a jolt, but I think you should have just kicked it off there.
Yeah.
Like give your defense a chance to make a stop, and they have.
Yeah.
And they still, I guess, theoretically could here, but man, that's a tough position to put your defense in.
Yeah, especially if even Mount St. Joe gets 3 out of it. 2nd down and 3. Handoff again to Gifford over the left side. That extra push might get him close. So here they spot the football at the, 28-yard line. And they're actually going to give him a nice spot, too, to the 27. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3. That clock continues to tick away as we're at 6 minutes. Mount St. Joe wins today, 4-0 in the conference. They will be in the driver's seat the rest of the way. Play action. Prather to throw, lobs it up toward the end zone. Pass intended for Pollard, and Pollard thought he got held.
I think he did.
Boy, that was very close. So now 4th down and 3. One thing I noticed there about Pollard is he has his shirt hanging out. I'd tuck that thing in so they can't grab it just in case.
Yeah.
Here we go. Crowd into it, 4th down and 3, but not before Franklin gets a timeout. Mount St. Joe leads at 33-28.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Today's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like more information, give them a call at 317-686-6239. 4th down and 3 following the timeout by Franklin.
This might be a big play game.
Yep, I agree. 5:44 remaining. Gifford, the lone setback. Prather's going to throw. Here they come. Puts it in the air. Has a man. Ball hung up on him, but he is able to roll it in and get the catch. Eli Aston there for the big 1st down. Seems to be happy. Boy, that ball hung up there a long time. Watch this.
You gotta. He's not. I'll say this. It's not like he wasn't running to get there, but man, if he just would have turned his head, that's tough. That's tough.
It was Newell who was a little bit late getting over there, but that's a big 1st down.
Yeah, and there's just so much separation created by Eli Aston that ball could hang in the air forever. And that, ladies and gentlemen, might be the game.
Yep, 1st and goal.
Unless you see a catastrophic turnover here, which is unlikely.
Football at the 6-yard line. Gifford gets the call, and he's going to go down for no gain. Gifford was looking at the sidelines like, you didn't give me a yard on that?
No, I think he thought there was a face mask. But I
didn't see the face mask. Of course, we had one of those NFL games recently where Minnesota had an obvious face mask in the zone. About ripped his head off, and they didn't see it. 2nd down and goal. Prather's going to throw to the near side. Up and making the catch is Pollard, and he's in for the score.
Man, they have the two. Oh, he's cramping. They got the two best receivers on the field.
They do. They might have the two best receivers in the conference for sure, but watch this catch.
It's nice. High point in the football, getting his feet down.
Well, he's going to have some crazy numbers by the time this is all said and done today.
Indeed.
Pray they're putting in, again, another big performance, over 400 yards passing here this afternoon, and that may put a nail in the coffin for Franklin. Kept coming back, and the line drive kick is good. 4:07 remaining, 40-28, Mount St. Joe. This has been a game we've seen, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, about everything, but when the numbers come out today, how about Owen Wright? Only 4 receptions, but 124 yards. He's averaging 31 yards per reception. Garrett Cora today, 168 yards on 24 carries and 2 touchdowns. So he's had a big day. For Kai Ross, he has thrown for just 187. He has a touchdown, but those 3 interceptions are looming big here today for Franklin. Mount St. Joe, their numbers are going to be rather gaudy as well, with the number 1 offensive team in the conference. There will be a return inside the 20-yard line out to the 30 and brought down there. On the other side, you have Pollard, 10 receptions, 162 yards. Aston, 8 receptions, 142 yards. Gifford today, 21 carries, 122 yards, 2 scores. He's averaging 5.8 yards per carry. And Prather on the day, 26 of 42, 426 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. That's a lot of offense.
It's a lot of offense. And they hit their mark, 40 points a game.
Yeah, and certainly in the second half, it's been much different like they were last week, as Cora gets the call again across the 35 out near the 40.
That's got to be to set up some play action, because you don't want things running off, or time running off the clock. Excuse me.
Brock Harris got hurt on that play. He'll come out of the lineup for Mount St. Joseph. You're down by 12. You're under 3.5. They're going to have to hurry. Trips to the near side, including Owen Wright. They're going to give it off to Cora, and he's going to go nowhere. Well, that's a tough play call right there when you need to get something really quick. With Owen Wright averaging over 30 yards per carry, you might want to target him again. He has single coverage at the top, and you have so much movement there that he ended up getting a penalty flag. Crowd really quieted down as you can see the false start. So it'll be 2nd down and 15. Now we're under 3 minutes to play. It looks like Mount St. Joseph will win their 6th game of the year.
Yeah.
And more importantly, 4-0 in the conference. Franklin will fall to 1-2, and of course we'll have to keep an eye on what else happened in the conference today, as Hanover and Bluffton still hoping to stay on the heels of Mount St. Joseph, but that's going to be a tough one with 2 losses for Franklin.
Yeah.
You only have 3 games remaining. Kai Ross under pressure will tuck it and run at the 50, 45, and out of bounds.
Good little run.
Yeah, great run there. Put him out at the 40-yard line. Stops the clock. Well, actually, clock running. He went out of bounds on his own, so it will be running at 2:33. Trips left, including DeAndre Kirby. That is Owen Wright at the bottom of the screen. Single coverage on him. Ross to throw down the middle. Has a man ball. Caught. Touchdown. And it's going to be Malachi Joy.
Kai Ross. Man, he's been excellent this fourth quarter. He had some really bad throws early in the game. And I've been critical, but this is a beautiful pass. Drops it in a bucket
too, huh?
Oh my word!
So what's the difference then between him throwing to the sidelines and him throwing down the middle?
I think it may just be, really a torque of your body. I mean, when you're throwing towards the sidelines, specifically, I think if I'm not mistaken, the one interception was to his left. Like, your throwing mechanics are different. Kind of throwing this way versus, being able to sit and just step straight forward, if that makes sense, and throw. But yeah, it's he's got a lot of confidence right now, and if they can get this this onside kick, game changes.
Yeah, the last onside kick, as you remember, didn't go very well, and it set up the score there for Mount St. Joseph. So on this one, are you more in favor of kicking along the ground, or do you do like, again, a lot of kickers try to do, and kick it high in the air, and that gives your team the chance to get down there and maybe make a play?
I think you kick it on the ground.
Okay.
I think, it's a lot asking your team to get down there. But, this is an exciting game, man. It's no blowout today.
Boy, no kidding. And every time you think Franklin might be done for the afternoon, they've come right back, and they're only down by 5. This is really big right here. And it'll be interesting to see what they're going to call on this one. Charlie Overton is out of Greenwood, Indiana. Played at Greenwood Christian, and he will no doubt attempt another onside kick. The last one went off the side of his foot and gave Mount St. Joseph the football at the Grizzly 34-yard line. And guess what? He's kicking it away on this one.
What?
They are going to rely on their defense. That's going to stay in bounds.
He touched it. He better go get it. What is he doing?
Into the end zone. And it's recovered for a touchdown.
God. What is he doing? No way.
Oh, my. I do not believe what I just saw.
Oh, that is one of the most catastrophic mess-ups I've ever seen since I've watched football. I mean,
that's Monfort, who bobbled that into the end zone and recovered for a score.
Now, here's what I'll say. He has to touch it. If it hits down before, I mean, it doesn't get touched and it bounces in the end zone, is that still a touchback?
You know what? I thought that he touched it in play, and then his foot went into the end zone, but the ball wasn't near him, and then it bounced into the end zone after that.
And I don't know that they're doing replay right here, but here we go. Slow down. Let's see.
All right.
He doesn't touch it there. Bounces straight up in the air.
Now his foot's in.
It's here. And there. I mean, I don't know. It has to touch his left leg or go. It's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And again.
Well,
wow.
Here's the 2-point conversion, and it's going to be knocked away, but a flag is down.
Wow. This has become potentially the game of the year in the HCAC.
Yeah, I agree. This is about as bizarre of an ending as you're going to see. And Mount St. Joseph has shot themselves in the foot. And how big can this be? You talk about snatching a win out of the jaws of a loss, and because we all thought this is over, onside kick, and you probably finish it out, but Franklin kicked it deep, and it paid dividends.
Oh, my word.
Unbelievable.
I've never seen anything like that. And I would need to see what the rules are. I might even have to look it up on a kickoff, because
Well, they apparently felt it touched him somewhere.
Maybe our production could look it up. I don't know. That's just one of the wildest things I've seen. There
Another 2-point conversion back in the end zone, and guess who? Owen Wright. Wow. And the 2-point conversion, and Franklin has taken the lead, 43-40 with 2:13 remaining.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, this place has changed. I mean, everything you have seen over the last minute or so is absolutely incredible.
It's one of the craziest games I've ever seen. I mean, from the jump.
Yeah.
From the jump, right? Having 3 interceptions in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then, we get a semblance of a game throughout. And then, Kai Ross comes alive.
Yeah.
At the end of the fourth. And then for what just happened on that previous kickoff to happen. And as you noted, before we came back on, that guy was not their normal return guy.
No, he's not. And so my thought process was that they were going to have him back there in case the onside kick, and maybe they picked it up and ran. He was a defensive player.
They may have just had the hands team out there.
Yeah, and he's a defensive back, so he thought if anything gets by him, at least maybe he's a guy that could make the stop and something weird happens. So, hey, hold on here. We've got 2:13 to go, and all of a sudden Franklin has a 43-40 lead. Prather, first down and 10. Prather, play action, steps up in the pocket, throws a bullet to the near side. Ball's going to be caught. It'll be Aston on the reception. Aston inside the 40, still on his feet, down to the 35-yard line. Wow.
That is just something you cannot let happen. You cannot let that happen on the first play after this big momentum shift. I mean, Eli Aston just is a beast. He's a beast.
Boy, how did he get by Clarence Cunningham, number 17, who was chasing him down, and he found that hole right in the middle of that defense. And then all of a sudden now, with the 2-minute timeout, you have a chance to set something up pretty special here for Mount St. Joe to jump back out on top.
You do. I mean, if I'm Mount St. Joe, I'm not getting beat through the air.
Yeah.
I'm rushing 4, dropping 7, or rushing 3, dropping 8. And if they want to, if Prather wants to run and run some of this clock out, I would rather take overtime than giving the game up at this point. So you do whatever it takes to not let Eli Aston and what's
Pollard.
number 8's name? Pollard. Yeah, Pollard. You can't let them get going. Yeah, so
they've had a heck of a day.
They're going to spread you out. You got to drop 8 man, and you got to bracket Aston. You got to bracket Pollard, and let somebody else beat you.
Boy, Pollard today, Aston now 183 yards.
Wow.
He's going to keep building on that.
Over 1,000 yards receiving now for the year.
Number 1 in the Division III ranks. Look at this spread offense. 4 receivers, trips to the right. That is Gifford in the backfield, first down and 10. Under 2 minutes now. Prather to throw. Steps in the pocket. Throws to the end zone. And we've got a flag down, and that came out quickly.
Do not raise your hands, sir.
Amari Giddings, the sophomore out of Logansport, guilty of the penalty. Now, let me ask you this. Now, Giddings hasn't played a whole lot from a standpoint what we've seen today, but let me tell you what, do you think they targeted him knowing he hasn't played a lot?
Potentially. I mean, he's also, senior in the slot, have one-on-one, seemed to get a step. And so, I think this secondary has proven that they're not, tops in the HCAC today, giving up over 460 yards passing at this point.
Yeah, we're at 467
Yeah,
now.
so, I mean, you take your shots because they're either pass interference or, they've made some plays today, but.
First down and 10. Again, Prather to throw. Has a lot of room in front of him. He's going to take off toward the sideline and get out of bounds at about the 11.
Yeah, it's a good play by Prather.
Boy, if you're Franklin, the emotions of the ups and downs today have been just crazy.
It's been a lot. I mean, they had to go the length of the field in 2.5 minutes, if not less than that, and you just scored on one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they're already now down at the 11-yard line in less than 30 seconds. That's got to be pretty demoralizing. But you still have an opportunity.
And this time they're going to run it with a big running back, and he got across. Nope, they're going to say he's down at the 1. Is Gifford knocking on the door.
Man, the fact that a lot of people thought he should have scored there. Or a lot of people probably would think that he scored there, but, that's a big boy. And I'm telling you, they don't want to tackle him. And I'm disappointed if I'm Franklin College, and I'm disappointed if I'm Franklin College's fans right now because
how quickly they've gotten down there.
I mean, less than a minute.
Yeah.
And you can hear the crowd a little bit, but it's also been sapped.
Yeah.
They almost know what's coming at this point. They're letting the clock run down. They're going to score here. I mean, they're going to have to sell out. If I'm doing
well, they may get the stop right here of Gifford. How about that play?
That's great. They got 3 other plays, and I'm telling you, they know that they're going to want to sell out for number 21 here.
And they moved it back to the 2-yard line. They had it at the 1.
I'm doing a play action, sliding number 24 across the formation at this point, like he's going to zone insert and letting him. He's going to be wide open.
Gifford over the right side, breaks the tackle into the end zone, and the touchdown. Thurman had him, perhaps for a loss. But how about Mount St. Joseph coming back and now taking the lead?
That was way too easy, Troy. That was way too easy.
Hey, but the way this game is going, as you take a look at the replay, anything could happen.
Anything can happen
when Franklin gets the football back.
That's for sure.
Big day. Gifford last week had 156 yards. Today, he has 133 yards. He has scored 3 touchdowns. He's had 2 big games, and an important extra point is missed. The third one that has been missed today by Mount St. Joseph. Wow.
I mean, do you not? I don't know. It's for me, if I've missed 2 other ones, I know he's made other ones too. I might be going for 2.
I think, by the way, that was a different kicker too, because I think that was 32, Dominic Appo, and it was a freshman out of Pendleton. So they changed kickers.
Oh. And he still missed. Wow.
When we're done, don't try to explain this to anybody because they'll think you're nuts. Wow. What a finish here today. We're not done yet. I mean, we still could see Franklin come back with a possible. I mean, if they can tie it at 46.
Yeah.
42.4 seconds remaining, and what most everybody thought, again, Mount St. Joseph was the favorite coming in. Powerful offense. But right now, Franklin's been able to surpass their offense by 23 points here this afternoon.
Which is, I mean, again, what more could you ask for if you're a Franklin College fan?
Yeah.
Or coach. you put yourself in a great position here. It just stinks that the defense let you down a little bit on that last drive.
Of course, that missed extra point could play big right here. 3 missed extra points today. It'll be a deep kick, and there will be a return from the 10-yard line. That's going to be Kirby on the return, and he'll get across the 30.
Okay, you got 36 seconds here. You got 2 timeouts. I mean, again, if I'm Mount St. Joe, I'm playing prevent, but this gives you an opportunity. I think it's clear that Franklin has the better special teams.
Right.
In my opinion, from what I've seen on multiple levels, multiple reasons. You can get a field goal here.
Yeah.
No catastrophic mistakes. The middle of the field is probably going to be pretty wide open, which is where Kai has done his best work today. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, look at this. You have how many defensive backs and linebackers? Only 3-man rush. Ross to throw. Diving catch will be made by Owens at the 42.
There you go. Got to get going.
Owen Wright there making another brilliant catch. They're going to move it back to the 41-yard line.
All right, you got to go. We got to go.
See the clock under 30 now. Ross to throw. Plenty of time. Only a 3-man rush. Off-balance throw to the sideline and almost making a great catch, but knocked away at the last moment. Cora was there.
It's a good thought. I saw him on the wheel route, and I was like, if we can get Cora up here, who knows?
19 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 10. Football again at the 41. Boy, there's so many players back on coverage. It's probably hard to find anybody with only a 3-man rush.
Yep.
Kai to throw again. Steps up, takes the hit, releases, and at the 40-yard line, bang, bang play.
That's a great pass breakup. It's a great pass breakup. He had it in his hands, and he rips it out at the end. Way to play through the ball.
Luke Paff was going for his 4th interception of the year. That was Malachi on the other side of that one. So now we're looking at 3rd down and 10. And Mount St. Joe will call a timeout right here. We'll take a timeout as well. 12.8 remaining.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Hey, do you remember how quick that first quarter was?
Yeah.
And do you remember how quick the second quarter was?
Yeah.
But the second half hasn't been quick, has it?
It's been long.
You talked earlier, and the reason I bring that up is these players got to be gassed about now.
They got to, man. They got to give everything. This has been, obviously, Franklin College doesn't want to lose this game, and they still have an opportunity, but, I mean, you can't ask for much more. On Saturday afternoon, Indiana Division III college football game is what we got today.
12.8. 3rd down. Ross under pressure. Steps up, throws toward the sideline, and it's going to be caught. Did he get out of bounds? He did. But a great catch by Cora.
A great throw with touch. And he could have just ran it up the middle, but he felt like there was going to be a better opportunity to get more yards with Cora. So now you give yourself an opportunity for a Hail Mary play. I mean, for what, and I don't know, what's all in their playbook, right? I mean, obviously they've been heavy outside zone. They've done some inside zone. It's built around Cora. They've had some read option. They throw some RPO game in there. But for me, if you have the opportunity to send out, somebody on you're gonna have to do. It's gonna have to be 10 yards for a first down, but. I mean, even if it's at 7 or 8 yards and they turn and dive for the first down, at least you are able to stop the clock, take a timeout, and maybe it puts you in decent field goal range. That's your only option other than Hail Mary. But that's asking a lot.
And Cora, by the way, today over 200 yards of total offense himself.
He's a monster, man.
But with 6.1, you got to hurry here, though.
You have to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't. Now, look, see, that's what I'm saying. If they're not even at the first down marker, if we can get him here and within 3 seconds, what's he going to do? You got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of it. What is he doing?
Ross
going
to heave it toward the end
Here we
zone,
go.
up for grabs, and almost caught on a Hail Mary.
It was there
to finish it out, and there were several black jerseys there that could have made the catch. Take another look at it.
Wow. At this point, I was like, man, okay, clearly they're going for the Hail Mary. But yeah, right here, I thought there was a shot.
So it falls incomplete, and what was about as bizarre of a football game as you're going to see, eventually won by Mount St. Joseph. But you want some entertainment, that's what you got today.
I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Troy, we might have had over 1,000 yards of offense today.
Yeah, let's see if we can add it up real quick. Mount St. Joe ended up with, what do you got? Okay, so 639 yards by Mount St. Joe, 483 by Franklin, and if my math is correct, it's over 1,000.
That's over 1,000 yards of offense in one game.
Did you know that we get paid extra if it's over 1,000? We get double pay.
What's the bonus? Double pay?
Oh, yeah. You didn't know that? Yeah.
No, I'll have to thank Coach Myers for that.
Double play. Well, you got to. So, hey, listen, great job today as always. Thank you for coming out and
it was fun
joining us. And just a bizarre game here today. But for Mount St. Joe, they are now 4-0 in the conference, 6-2 overall. Franklin, a tough loss. They fall to 1-2 in the conference, 2-5 overall here this afternoon. As you see both teams finishing it out, 46-43 is your final here this afternoon. Of course, we'll be back again next week. Want to remind you, thanks to our sponsors here today, Reynolds Farm Equipment, Passion to Care, Boilermaker Local 374, Wheeler Mission, Burtner Electric, the Morales Group, also the Drumstick Dash 2024, and the IndianaSRN Sports Page. For the entire crew, great job as always. Thank you for being with us here this afternoon as Mount St. Joseph picks up the win and they stay undefeated in conference play. And, of course, next week we'll keep an eye on everything. We'll have another couple of games on Saturday here on the HCAC, and things are going to get a little bit tighter, I'm sure, for that second place as Mount St. Joe again in the driver's seat. They are 4-0. Thanks for being with us. This has been College Football on HCAC TV.